Welcome back to Venetian Poker Live. It is time for yet another final table in the DeepStack Showdown series. The buy-in today, $800. The final table of this UltimateStack, which has a $300,000 guaranteed prize pool. Let's go inside the beautiful brand new Venetian Poker Room right now, located at level 2 at the Palazzo Grand Canal Shops. We'll cover this final table front to back as we will try and find out who wins the first prize of $55,000. My name is Rem Karinkama. Donnie Peters alongside me in the booth. Let's have some fun here. We are live on PokerGo.com, on the Venetian Poker Live YouTube channel, and on the PokerGo YouTube channel as well. Let us know who your favorite players are as we are about to get cards in the air. $9,285 guaranteed for the final 7 players. There you can see it, a nice ROI on the $800 investment.
I was born here.
Mr. Sunshine is our chip leader coming into the final table. We'll introduce all these players to you as this final table develops. But Donnie, of course, there is one name today that stands out among this crowd.
BK Ice,
Pardon?
Andy Seth. It's a little bit of a throwback there, huh?
I'll tell
Absolutely.
He's in seat 1 over there on 1.4 million.
Right?
There's the man right there.
Oh, I got to do this?
1.9 million in career tournament earnings for Andy Seth, dating back to 2008.
Yeah, I used to play a lot of online poker in college. So like the day I graduated college, I drove out from Illinois to Vegas and moved here.
To play live.
But my girlfriend, who's now my wife, she hated it here. So we stayed a couple of years and then we moved back to Chicago.
Oh, Chicago.
Brandon Sunshine in the small blind. He is our tournament chip leader. Very first hand to play, finds 3s in the small blind, and he's going to apply the pressure on Aguiluz. Aguiluz, I should say. Heroico Aguiluz, who goes by Hero, which,
Heck yeah.
is probably the perfect
First time.
poker nickname.
That's when you wanted to see aces right there.
We got a hero and we got possible.
pocket
I mean, it's just great, right?
And we got Sunshine.
I mean, it's perfect.
Any pair.
We just need Otto's last letter to be an S, and he'd be odds. And we're in business.
Absolutely. Brandon Sunshine, by the way, $340,000 in career tournament earnings from Rosslyn, New York, currently living in Las Vegas. Has cashes all over. But if he wins today, that will be his largest single score in a live poker tournament. To date, that is a $41,000 score. As I mentioned, $55K up top here for the winner today. And let me welcome everyone to the chat, by the way. Thank you all so much for tuning in on this lovely Monday afternoon in Las Vegas. Keegan Westover, let's go Sunshine. It's a great way to encourage your friends. Ty says, what a soft final table. Well, Ty, where are you at? I don't see you at this final table.
That's right.
That also reminds me to immediately bring up the final table action we have coming up over at Venetian Poker Live. The next event that is live streamed will start on Thursday, May 1st. 3 starting flights, final table streaming next Monday on May 5th. And then the week after, starting on Wednesday, May 7th, again. Actually, excuse me, we have 4 flights to start that one out, $800 buy-in, with a final table on May 12th. And just,
I think I'm going to fire that one.
I mean,
And I'm planning to make the final table, so
Yeah.
make the plans to fill this seat. buddy.
I'll get a real analyst to join me.
That's
for
right.
once. Just diving into June here real quick as we keep an eye on this action here as Oman makes it 200,000. Nothing there for Seth, and he's going to let go of that 6 deuce. The ladies Lips High Roller is going to be taking place on Sunday, June 22nd, a 3-day event. $100,000 guaranteed prize pool, 50,000 starting stacks, 50-minute blind levels. That event starting on June 22nd. The ladies High Roller, don't miss out. There's satellites on the prior days on June 20th and 21st. Those both have $300 buy-ins. So make sure you parlay your way into that ladies High Roller. It's going to be an action-packed summer
Roller coaster.
at Venetian Poker Live.
I had enough chips. You're betting the whole time. It made sense when I saw your cards. So it's like, I figured you just want to get it off the chop after I put 80 in there. I'm trying to see. I just moved there, so it's like, so I didn't know how you play.
Texas sub in the chat says, let's go, Oman. You busted me in 15th. Let's win this, bro. It's always good to root for the guy who busted you.
Of course. At least then you feel like your chips went on to actually do something.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. Sunshine is going to keep those skies blue right now as he finds pocket jacks.
Yeah, generally speaking, I would expect Sunshine to put on a lot of pressure. Now, of course, we've seen him pick up threes and now jacks, but independent of picking up good starting hands, he has a sizable chip lead. Some of the other players being bunched around, 14 to 20 big blinds. He's going to really be able to apply a lot of pressure. Otto here finds ace-queen suited in the big, so this could be a fun one between these two. I would expect him to probably just come with a call here.
Simone Oddo from Nassau in Italy says he's currently traveling a lot, spending a lot of time in Las Vegas. And right now he's going to be out of position here, going to the flop with ace-queen suited. 9-7-8-2 hearts comes off. Just about the worst flop when you're holding ace-queen of spades, but at least it'll be cheap to get out of the way here.
Yeah, just pre-flop for Otto. Like, you don't want to 3-bet, have to play a pot that's kind of bloated, out of position. Now ace-queen suited does play fine post, yes, but when you have almost 30 bigs, again, you got guys around the 15 big blind mark, you don't really want to just kind of torch your tournament equity here. Sunshine does continue. I would imagine this just gets the job done.
And Oddo does get out of the way. Sunshine continues to get richer. Donnie, I'm almost inclined to say Sunshine should just show the jacks, just to show the players that, hey guys, come on. I know I'm the chip leader, but I'm not trying to mess with you guys. I'm just picking up good hands here because everybody is already expecting him to raise all the time.
Yeah, I mean, not a terrible thought. I would say the argument against that is that in the future, like, you want to kind of you want to get your premiums paid. So if he does pick up, jacks again, let's say 30 minutes from now, and he's been raising a lot, he wants these people to think, this guy just has nothing. He's just raising with anything,
I'm old school, Donnie.
Yeah, I mean, she could
They
show.
don't make it easy for you to get chips, do they?
Yeah, it's a big table, right?
Man, you're way back there.
Yeah, this is.
It almost seems like that cutout should have been brought in a little bit when they designed the table for the dealer. But I guess then.
Shout out Joe Ingram in the chat, hanging out here on this
got
Monday
longer.
afternoon. If you're with us in the chat right now, wherever you're watching from, please let us know, and please don't hesitate to engage with us. We're excited to bring you this final table coverage.
50 and 100.
Find out who will win this event and take home the lion with those angel wings. Aguiluz, king jack off, sitting on 1.2 million. By the way, blinds at 40K, 80K with the 80K big blind ante. 40-minute levels today at the final table, so plenty of play left. Sunshine chip leader with 75 big blinds. Nobody below 10 bigs.
Great.
Seth and Aguiluz, the two shortest stacks. Seth gets out of the way, throwing
All in.
ace deuce into the muck, and Otto is not hesitating, comes to jam, moves all in to put Aguiluz at risk. How do you like this approach from the Italian?
With no cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like just going with it.
Right?
Yeah.
Even if he gets called and is in a flip, it's fine. It's going to be hard to obviously pick up a
Just trying
better
to, like,
hand.
get
I
to
mean,
the
it can
pot.
happen, yes,
We're not gonna
hands
push
plus,
the
but
stack to you, though.
hard to have. You can
problem.
put a lot of pressure on here. Probably just going to get this one through. I don't think Aguiluz is going to come with the
tried.
king jack off. Just a little bit of some posturing here, you know, making it believable.
Now, if we're playing hypotheticals, what hands should Aguiluz
My
be
bad.
calling off with?
Probably calls off ace queen off.
Rookie mistake.
King queen suited.
Oh, no, it's 50.
Probably just lean fold. I know it can be a little bit on the tighter side, yes.
forever to
but
get those.
When you don't
I
get
mean, you
called
can call it.
within
You can
3
Everybody else
seconds,
gets orange.
what do you think the odds are that you actually
You got
ever
plenty
get
of
called?
brown.
I know, but it took everybody had
They're like
brown.
0%.
Like never get colored up.
Yeah.
It's like
Aguiluz
actually 0%.
shared some interesting bio info with us. He's a
That's
student
3 seconds? It has to be
barber,
more than 0%.
and he'd love to take his
Oh,
There's
son
nothing.
thing-
Nothing.
to
take it-
Disneyland
That
for his
wasn't it.
5th
That was
birthday.
No,
trying
no,
to
no.
knock against
No,
you.
I know, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
It has to be more than 0, though. People tank call for their tournament life.
that's true. That's true.
That's true.
All the time. Keep it.
Aguiluz also told us
I
that
actually had a hand that required more than 3 seconds of thought.
he said
If it was a snap fold, it's in the muck.
his poker pet peeves are GTO wizards and
Can't wait to
sore
see your
and
7-3
sore
suited on
winners.
stream.
Donnie, sore
Sure.
winners.
Got a shout out here, Venetian Poker Live chat. Debbie Sunshine,
Oh wow!
Brandon's mama, watching from Long Island, New York.
Welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in.
Great
look-
spot here for
yeah.
Aguiluz.
Aguiluz now, right after surrendering King Jack, now finds Ace King up against the chip leader. Now, do we often just shove here? Do we have any
All in.
other options on 9 big blinds?
No, all in here. Very standard play. And given his stack size, you know, he could get called by some worse
Said
hands.
that a long time ago.
And obviously
I
get
think
called
six,
by a lot
right?
of pairs that he's flipping against.
So that's 6.
I think this one's
Seven.
probably out of it for Sunshine,
That's
but
around there.
I mean, you never know.
Blinds, by the way, have just gone up to 50K, 100K. So 7 big blinds extra to call here
Cold inside.
for Sunshine.
You're cold?
Yeah. I was cold.
Yeah, 9-6, right?
How much is it?
9, 10, I think. How much? What's the bet?
That's 7, 8, 9, 9, 12, 9, 11.
9. 9 how much?
Gotta stay hydrated.
960?
9.6.
Was it more than 0%? You thought for more than 3 seconds. He said it was more than 0%, right?
Chance I call?
Yeah.
No, he can tank call in that spot for sure. I was saying you can't tank call in that exact spot. But you're right, you can.
Am I right this time?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Everybody can.
Yeah. I could slow roll your ass to the aces, bro.
If you're just tuning in for the very
Was the
first
I think
time,
it's all fun and games, and then
Was the best option, or you call me if I went all in?
when?
If I go all in with that in that spot.
No, I would probably not have gone on. If you gone on pre, I would have called.
What did you have?
Pocket
7?
eights.
8, 7. Yeah,
I'm not happy with my call.
sure.
I just had no idea what to do at any point in the hand. I was so lost, brother.
Another open here for Sunshine coming. Ace-8 suited.
Andy Seth, by the way, runner-up in both a WSOP and a World Poker Tour event back in the day, 2009 and 10. Definitely bringing some bit of a relaxed atmosphere to the table. We often see final table play being a bit quiet because the players are playing for a lot of money. And Seth, right now, picks up ace-king suited, and it's going to seem as though everyone wants to play back at Sunshine, but players actually picking up hands against him here. And Seth just comes to the jam for 1.2 million.
Yeah, blinds up to 100K now, so 12 and a half big blinds here on the shove.
Ace-8 suited, a little bit better than the ace-8 offsuit.
That was so sick, by the way. When you flipped up that 6 of diamonds when I was on the button, the other card was an ace. I got 2 pulls with 1 ace. It was an offsuit 5. Almost ran so hot there.
For all those fans of the Venetian Poker Live cash games, or the next one, I should say, is going to be on Saturday,
Sick for you, Heroico, if I'd
May
found
3rd.
one of those cards.
100, 200, no limit. Hosted by
Are we calling each other by our government names now?
Jared B and Brian.
Bro,
O.
I can't
How
call
do
you.
you pronounce
I can't
your
not call you
How do you
by that
pronounce
name.
your government name, by the way?
Anirudh.
Sorry?
Oh dear. Well,
Oh, he
that was
doesn't want
fair
that one.
In Love and War. But yeah, can we slide them?
Yeah.
Thank you.
There's one top.
Good burn.
Aguiluz finding out that there's one
Anirudh.
ace dead.
Yeah.
Anirudh. Yeah. It's a Hindi name.
I like it, man. What does it mean?
Invincible.
Raise 200.
So you never get bad beat.
Oh, I get bad beat all the time. Not today, though. Not today, though.
Action on Ted possible. King Jack of diamonds is going to get involved.
500.
Makes it 500,000.
Thank you.
You don't want to stand him up every time.
This has got to look pretty strong to Otto.
Yeah, I think I would prefer to come with a 4-bet more than I would prefer to come with a call out of position with king queen off, but I think a fold is plenty fine there. You know, possible
worry,
hasn't
dude.
gotten
I got it.
involved yet.
The other one was a deuce.
Does look pretty
You don't have to
strong.
worry. Seriously.
That was 550.
I know you're not doing it on purpose. To be honest, it's probably a problem that happens every time here, guys. It's like something with the air current, airflow.
Where do you live, Andy?
Here, brother.
You live in Vegas? How many years?
Yeah. How many years? I moved back right before quarantine. What was that? Fall 21? Sorry, it's not me. Reminiscing. You got me reminiscing.
You from the East Coast?
Midwest. Champaign, Illinois. Where are you from?
LA.
Checks out.
Nice looking queen 10 suited
part of
here
LA?
for possible.
Eagle Rock, Pasadena.
Seems a bit tight there
Okay.
on the fold from the cutoff. I would have expected an open there off 31 bigs.
Carl Omen,
Raise
just shy of $1
200.
million in career tournament earnings from Vancouver, Washington. He's going to make it 200,000 here on the button.
Candidate for Sunshine to 3-bet here. This is a button open from Omen, who, I mean, he can be wide as is. We can obviously see he's got 4 deuce, so he's going pretty wide.
Yeah, there's a really strong lineup of names at this table. Simone, Viacheslav, Ted Possible.
It is.
I mean,
Great
There's a
group of
bunch
names.
like, epic names.
Sunshine over there. He didn't even mention Sunshine.
Film a sitcom. Who do we pitch? Can you call the floor?
Is there sunshine? It's possible.
Aguiluz, ace 3 of hearts
Possibility
in
of
the big
sunshine
blind.
today.
Yeah, I think he's debating a 3-bet jam
that's
here.
nice.
Yep,
Three is
there it
all
is.
Here we go. Over the top, all
Good,
in.
you're
Carl
on
Omen is going to find out
Yep.
that his steal has not been respected. Tosses it into the muck. Omen, by the way, winner of multiple mid-stakes events, so
There are some cool names in
definitely
this field.
knows how to close it out. Among those, a win in
How do you pronounce your
the
name?
Venetian DeepStack Showdown Mid-States
Like
Poker
Hero.
Tour back
Hero?
in September of
Hero.
last year.
Or Hero.
So
Just hero.
Love it.
Hero call.
That last hand there, I would file that one away, just as it pertains to Omen. He took a chance raising on the button into the chip leader in the small blind Sunshine, and then Aguiluz there in the big blind. He got 3-bet jammed on by Aguiluz, so next time around on the button, let's say it folds to him, does he think twice of coming in
I
very
didn't
wide
really
on such
see
a
that,
steal there, or does he
but it
just
did
take the
flash.
conservative approach?
I
Just
can't tell you what it
something
was.
worth
I don't know what
filing
color
in the
it was. I
back
don't
of our
know what it
minds
was.
as we watch
Someone got
strategies
it.
play out and form
talking
across this final
Your
table.
20 cards.
Ah, really?
Really, but like I said, I don't know what it was.
Okay.
I just saw
Yeah,
it
can I
do whatever.
get that water?
Feeling safe now.
Oh, is that yours? I'm sorry.
I promise you, I don't.
Aces.
If I knew what
Yeah,
it
let's
was,
bring.
I would
Can you bring
tell
two?
you.
interesting dynamic here. Andy
yours
Seth
on
pointing out
Yeah.
that he saw something. He didn't see a card,
Great.
but
does
it's
that mean?
perhaps got to worry Otto a little
I'm
bit.
running cold on waters today.
If you saw, if the under part of the card flashed and you didn't actually see anything, the most likely card that it is an ace, because it only has the thing in the middle,
Yep.
right? So it'd be likely that it's an ace. Second likely is a deuce. Third likely is a 3, but
Action quickly folds around to Andy Seth.
well, he's got a hand that could crack aces.
Oh, thank you.
Also, gotta love his profile photo.
Brandon.
Just wanted to point that out.
Mean mug in there a little bit.
You were the chip leader of day 2, huh?
Huh?
You were the chip leader, yeah?
Uh,
900K?
Yeah, at the start of day 2, yeah. I donated to Brandon.
How about the guy who went out, what, 8?
Sunshine Fund, thanks you for your
60,000
generosity.
Seth can peel here, right? And just, you know,
Yeah,
go
I
down.
think this is just
84.
a very
On day
standard
2?
call.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing, man. A miracle. Man, this must be a dream, all the names, you know. I'm just trying to get to the end.
Yes, sir.
I mean, even if you happen to, like, let's say you saw aces, I mean, you have a great hand to go up against it. Wow.
It's gonna look so bad.
Come on.
Oh, you're gonna look like a genius now.
Now it's gonna look like I'm cheating. But I
don't know
have
about
like the
that.
hand that
What if it just
actually
rips
like.
off
Well,
you're
you have
five,
that.
six,
I
five,
really
six.
want to call.
Saw his card, right?
Yeah, you said you saw cards flash,
What
right?
did you add?
8-7 suited.
8-7 suited.
Wow.
You really.
You don't
Oh,
even
come
defend with
on.
that?
Need to play,
That's what I would say.
I know, same.
I mean,
Forgive me.
really?
Feel good.
What are you doing?
How you fall?
Yeah, that's a soul read.
suited.
I don't know.
Same cup? Look here.
How do you not defend with that, though?
Oh, no?
Oh, here we go.
Why not?
I don't know.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay.
So now we're, now we're cool, right?
Yeah,
I did
yeah.
it, you did it.
No, okay.
At least I had
Next
a
game,
chance to
next
win.
game.
I mean, that's a wild fold from the big
yeah.
blind.
Next time.
Absolutely
I
wild.
promise you, I did not see your cards.
Yeah. I know you're honest.
You just felt them.
Pardon?
You just felt them.
Kick me under the table. We gotta go. It's all happening. Just joking.
All right, Seth saving
Can't make
himself
these jokes
one
on
big
Even if you
blind.
saw, even if he turns
game
over
humor.
aces,
Yeah.
why not just take the shot with
got-
that hand again?
You got the best possible hands to go up against aces, more or less. Viacheslav Fetisov has been quiet so far, but he's definitely brought a good look to this final table. Loving the square glasses he puts on display, and action folds again to Brandon Sunshine, who again is likely to raise. Let's see if Aguiluz, Seth, or Otto finds anything to play with here. Johnny B in the chat says he's joining by way of Lorgono, Spain, by the way of Chicago. So Andy Seth's neck of the woods, who is from Champlain, Illinois. Seth in the small blind, queen jack off. Donnie, I like this way less than closing the action with 7-8 suited.
Yeah. I mean, this is a tricky spot. I mean, maybe you're, obviously thinking chip leader here out of the cutoff is getting wide. You do have 2 Broadway cards, which can, of course, block some premiums. Do you want to just rip this in? Can it get through? And there it is. And even if you get called by the ace-9, let's say, those types of hand classes, even smaller pairs, you got pretty good equity overall. So Seth just opting to run it. Also, if the players know, and if they believe that you really did fold 8-7 suited, they might think you're pretty tight.
1.495.
So 1.495.
Yep.
The third time that Sunshine has been shoved on after opening. Every single time he's had sort of a middling ace. Ace-8 twice and now ace-9. It's just sort of the way things sort of come to you from time to time. You know, you get those raising hands, but they are not all-in calling type hands.
Yeah, I don't think ace-9 off makes the cut here. I know it can be frustrating to be opening so much and getting jammed on and played back at a few times, but other than those pots when Sunshine has had to fold, he's done pretty well overall in terms to maintain his lead here. So really no need to feel flustered and ultimately make a bad play or a misstep, or in the very least put yourself in a situation where you're flipping 50-50 when you've got really good control in the grand scheme of things over this table.
Yeah, use small blind.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Oh, he tried to steal the button.
He's got all the tricks.
One dealer per table.
Interesting fact here about Ted Possible. Has his own charity, Ted Possible Poker for Vets.
Oh, sweet.
Involved with
On me,
vets,
right?
vetsau.org. If you want to look into it, it's on his hat, veterans and athletics.
That's cool. Sweet.
And he says that's also what he plays for. So got to root for Ted now.
Yeah, good for him.
Raise 200.
Carl Omen gets out of the way here, giving Sunshine another chance to raise. Donnie, I'm looking at Carl Omen's poker resume here, and I always find this impressive. He has almost $1 million in career earnings, and his largest score is 180K. That's someone who
Grinder.
who grinds, who knows the drill. But then I'll give you one more fact. His 5 biggest scores are 3 first place finishes and 2 second place finishes, and the buy-ins are 1,500 and below.
So I would say this type of event, he's got a ton of experience in it. He knows what he's doing. He's been around the block. So probably not somebody, if the other players, were doing some research overnight coming into this final table, they would probably look at him and be like, this guy probably won't get flustered at all. He's probably seen it all in these types of tournaments. So not necessarily going to have to think about this guy
The table design is
tilting,
absurd.
firing it off, doing anything out of character. He's probably just going to be
staring
pretty
each other's eyes.
straight down the line.
They gotta do it for the
Pretty
camera,
solid overall.
So we're arranged so they can.
Oh wait, there are cameras?
We have the microphone. Nobody told.
I had no idea.
Only you.
Do you know we're on camera?
You are the star of the
Oh,
show.
all right.
Yeah, it's not the camera.
Whoops.
Yeah, hi, Mom.
Be careful.
Is she watching?
Be careful.
Probably.
I'm just here for the veterans, man. Whatever
There
I
you
can
go.
take home for them.
There you go.
Respect.
What's that?
It's a respect.
Thanks.
Carl Omen's patience for the last 2 hands being rewarded. Perhaps get some action here with queens.
Do you want 400,000 in race.
$200K is the raise. Action folding around.
Yeah, nice looking couple of queens here. Another one I thought would be a pretty standard defend here. Queen 7 suited out of the big blind. I mean, we'll play fine post.
Thank you.
Can obviously flop a lot of different stuff there with that hand. But kind of similar to the Andy Seth one. It's going to seem like a genius because his opponent
Yeah.
had 2 queens.
Hey,
It's morning
Montana.
finish. It's
Good morning.
afternoon.
Hello, sir.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon. It's always morning in Vegas.
Yeah.
Right? Come on.
It's always.
Dealer change here at the final table. Donnie, does it mean we're do a bomb pot?
Yep, bomb pot. Double board bomb pot. Let's go. Omaha.
Imagine. Imagine if tournaments had bomb pots on the
Brother,
dealer
you have
change.
10 black chips? 10 of these?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Smallest stack right now, Vyacheslav Ventasov from Russia, living in Las Vegas. Has not put a single chip in the pot voluntarily. He is at 0% VPIP. It's down almost 500,000 chips by folding. Price of poker is fairly high. Action full as possible in the small blind. Just going to make the call.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
King 7-10, open-ended here for possible middle pair for
So you
Omen.
can get my phone from.
Yeah, expect some chips to go in here, at least on the flop. Middle pair, you know, blind versus blind, limped pot here. Definitely good enough to continue.
Got a real pot developing here. Nobody really representing any strength pre-flop, so I wonder how it's going to play into a blank turn like this. Is Possible going to feel comfortable
All in.
to continue firing? And he does. He moves all in for 2.1 million.
I'm sorry, what?
Stacks are very similar here between Possible and Omen. This is huge. There's 700K in the middle. This is an overbet shove, and
This is 3x pot. This is crazy.
look at this. He gets it done
Joe bluff.
by the power
Good
of
for the
aggression.
game.
I can't bluff, man.
Yeah.
I play for the veterans.
Playing for the veterans,
Did you think of that queen
Using
jack or
it.
something?
to tighten his image. What a move.
Do you donate proceeds?
I do. What's that?
Do you donate?
Yeah, I give most of my winnings to the disabled veterans.
Nice.
Yeah, they're the real heroes. Freedom's not free.
Correct.
Freedom's not free. Well said.
Pokerforvets.com. If you check it.
Pokerforvets.com.
Yeah, the number 4.
Go check it out. Pokerforvets.com.
It is freezing here, right?
Yeah, I have my hands frozen
Yeah.
completely.
And look at this. Ventasov, even a tempting looking queen 9
Yeah.
of clubs,
I think you
ending in the muck.
might want to jam that one. At least give it some thought. Play position in the cutoff.
Omen going to limp in with King 9. Now, Donnie, does Omen have any sort of mischievous plans here, limping in with a hand that could be considered fairly strong?
Yeah, but I think you can just limp, and then if your opponent does raise, you can just call the raise being suited here. I think this hand, even out of position against Sunshine, is going to play pretty fine post. I certainly would not be looking to just limp fold a King 9 suited. I think it's too good of a hand here. Sunshine can be attacking, probably pretty polarized with, you know, the really trash hands that he really doesn't want to see a flop with, just trying to get aggressive with them, or the good hands.
And Sunshine makes it 325. Omen makes the call. This flop is going to be very interesting. If we see 2 hearts or a king and 2 hearts.
How about that?
Wow. 750 in the middle. Omen with what he thinks is the dream flop. But little does he know, despite his flush draw outs being very much live, Sunshine flops the bigger king.
Yeah, and I would imagine here Sunshine's just going to try and size this to ultimately get all the money in. About what, 2.5 to 1 on stack to pot ratio?
Well, we're going to come with 200 here, open the door for a potential check raise. If you're Omen here, Donnie, how are you supposed to play this?
I mean, I think you can certainly just check call. I mean, you want to, in the chances that you're ahead, you keep all your opponent's bluffs in, right? I mean, let's say you come with a check raise, you get all the money in. Yes, you have the hearts to come with it, but I think you're going to still be behind in the immediate form. So.
Here comes the call. Now, how does Sunshine read into Omen's play here? Hearts a consideration, perhaps some low card combination, given his limp call pre?
I mean, you could have a hand like 5-6 suited that's open-ended here. He can obviously have some worse kings. He can have all the flush draws. I think Brandon here is still just going to hunt for value with this hand. I mean, top pair, second best kicker. I think you certainly want to be charging those draws, not giving them free cards. I think there are some hands that are worse, you know, like the King 9s of the world, King 10, King 8, stuff like that, that can still call you. You can get value from those. Even a card like this on the turn, let's say he's got Jack X of diamonds, right? Hearts, Jack 9 of hearts, something like that. He can still continue here, so.
And Sunshine comes with 525, and the all-in shove from Omen. The snap call from Sunshine, and this is a massive clash at this final table. 4.4 million in the middle,
Big hands.
and Carl Omen
Fair enough.
almost out the door here unless he finds a heart or a 9. We can see 2 9s and the 7 hearts have already been folded. So Omen here looking at 27% to survive, or else he'll be our 7th place
One of the
finisher.
commentators saying some cheesy shit right now. Like, will it be rain or sunshine?
The river is the 5 of clubs,
Yep.
and
Good game.
Omen is going to hit the rail in 7th place, playing a monster pot versus our chip leader Brandon Sunshine, and the rich get richer.
Yeah, yes.
Sunshine now up to 7.6 million chips as Carl Omen collects $9,200 for his 7th place finish. And we are down to the final 6. What a hand.
What a hand. And listen, what do I know? Because
Take care, bro. Nice playing with you.
Ventasov over there, I thought he should have jammed the Queen 9 suited. Would have ran into it. As we know, he gets a pay jump.
Pay jump indeed for the Russian, who is sitting on 11 big blinds. Look at the current chip counts right now as we still play 50K and 100K. Brandon Sunshine, for now, running away with it, but this is still anyone's game as the stakes are super high. Next payout will receive $12,000. Then we go up to 16,000, so
I think
relating it back to buy-ins, that is very significant.
7.
True.
Sunshine's been the most active and most aggressive player so far, understandably
just
so,
always
given
the
that he's the
troublemaker,
chip leader. I would expect that aggression to ramp up even more now that he just added Oman's
How much
chips
did we
to
make?
his
We made
stack.
3,000?
You're
He's
welcome,
up to
guys.
75 big blinds.
Veterans made 1,500.
More than double anyone else at the table.
About 8 millions? No. I mean, it's. What?
You just want a big
A lot
pot.
of
You can give me a
2,
waffle.
4,
You don't even have to
5,
look.
6, 7.
I definitely have to look.
Slide it in there.
I'm at least gonna look.
No, about him.
It's like the minimum.
About 8 millions?
Just 7 minutes.
No.
Oh.
Okay, if you can give me a
Oh, how
waffle,
much does he have? 8
Yeah.
that's fair, right?
Well, he
If you're
has,
wearing a
like,
Barry Bonds jersey, then maybe. The LA hat?
So maybe, I don't know. Yeah, 8 million.
Brandon might just rip this one.
More than 8.
Every time I ask for a walk without looking, I always induce people to raise or do something. You got it.
Only Barry Bonds gets walks.
One of the greatest, right?
The GOAT. The GOAT himself.
Sunshine now up 2.2 million on the day. Nobody else really moving into any specific direction here. Once again, my name is
I can't really
Vampirina.
hear what we say on the live stream, right? The commentators talk.
I think both. I think it's both.
Probably.
It would be awfully boring if you could only
You can
hear
probably
us
adjust the volumes too.
and nothing else, just silence.
Must have been a while
That's why we have
since
mics, right?
Andy Seth made his most recent final table done.
I mean,
Yeah, I would hope it's just
I feel like
for,
I haven't seen that
yeah.
guy play poker in 10 years. A couple of jacks here for our short stack.
By the way, we got Grace Possible in the chat,
That's 145.
the daughter of Ted.
Oh, ace king for Sunshine.
Wow.
What is it?
1.045.
Ventasov waited and waited and waited, and now on hand 16, he gets involved and he immediately finds pocket jacks, only to run into ace king. Sunshine.
Sunshine just getting an eye on Aguiluz and Seth on their stacks just to see how he's going to proceed with this one. Probably just
Raise.
going to put the rest of it in. He is.
Good protection.
Protection declared here by Ventasov. Are we going to get down to 5 here? Big coin flip incoming.
Oh.
Andy Seth gets out of the way. Queen
Bad
deuce of
news for
spades.
you. Your favorite card.
Oh, they're loyal to me though. You're
No,
fucked.
but
You're so done.
No, it's-
GG's.
no, it's,
GG's.
then you
They're loyal to me. They don't fail me.
Do you remember you owe me 1.6?
It's not about owing. It's just that those cards don't.
then
They
you-
You
don't.
win this hand, will you
Ventasov
give the
going to collect on
veterans
a debt, I guess.
I'll give you a little veteran luck here.
I'll think about it.
Oh, see, you didn't say.
Ventasov looking for those
I
jacks to
assumed
hold
the
up.
tournament first.
2.3 million in the middle.
I'm saying if you win.
Let's see the flop here. 10-4 deuce, 2 diamonds.
Coming on the river. Sorry.
Backdoor wheel available to
Sorry.
Sunshine. Otherwise, looking for an ace or a
It's probably
king
a turn.
to send Ventasov to the rail.
Oh,
6 of spades
Nah,
on
river.
the turn.
Jacks don't. They don't go against me.
The
They don't
ace
do
or the
that.
king?
They don't
Ace
do
or a
that.
king.
It's gonna be
Ventasov going to double.
ace on the river.
King of diamonds. It's the king of diamonds. Yeah.
Here comes the river card. Let's see it. It's the queen of
so
diamonds.
You need
I
to bet on the
misread the
turn.
deck on our copy.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Great job.
It's good visualization, though.
Job, man.
Good.
What is it? One.
See, if you donated to the
Ventasov
veterans
gets a
said
double
yes,
up.
then the ace or king counts, right?
No, I was. I know this is. He likes this jacks. Yeah, thank you.
I love them.
And another reason he owe me. He was owed me.
He owes you.
Yeah, is it bit
Wait, how do I get an
with some
IOU?
interest? Now
this
it's
work?
good. Good. We even now. Thank you.
Can I get that same deal?
No, do you remember? It's yesterday you get my 160. 160. You have jacks. I have ace queen.
Oh yeah.
You have 160.
And that's why I'm here.
Plus interest.
You
it's
remember
even
yesterday?
now.
That's like a blur to me.
This is too sick. It was too sick for me. This is the reason why I remember that.
Do you have any idea how many chips you have?
How many chips? Look,
I was afraid that was going to be your
two,
answer.
2 million point one,
Thank you, bro.
2 million point two, maybe. 2 million.
Is that possible? Finding 2 red 8s. That is good enough to go to battle with. Once again, shout out to everyone in the chat, everybody watching. Appreciate you all. Aguiluz with 4s on the button, the type of hand you don't get too excited about on the short stack.
I think this is a tough spot for Aguiluz here, but he does find the fold good for him. You know, oftentimes when you get short, you look down, you see a pair, you might get a little bit excited there, but I think the fold is called for. Possible hasn't really been getting too out of line. Now, somebody like Sunshine opens, it's a little bit of a different equation there. You can probably just go
I'm
with
gonna
your
win a
hand.
big pot later with jacks. It's coming. They always pay me back some way.
As long as this time you go with the veterans, then you win. You get the jack right on the flop. I mean, the only reason I'm here is I got it in when queens and kings called me, and I had a queen, you know?
Swedish Fish in the chat says, possible Sunshine. Somehow, this stream makes me happy. If you're in Las Vegas, there's always possible Sunshine. Usually actually guaranteed Sunshine. Here's a look at our Venetian Poker Live studio. The beautiful Venetian Poker Live studio located in the back of the Venetian Poker Room, located on level 2, Palazzo Grand Canal Shops. Payouts on your screen. The $800 buy-in ultimate stack.
Yeah, I don't think they announced anymore because it's like
Took
one
quite a few days to get down
Oh,
to
I
this
thought they
final
came
table.
in and announced
442 total entries.
So we are at
305,000 in the
100 still.
prize pool. And I'll mention it again. Your next
Justin
chance
under the wire.
to play on a PokerGo and
There he
Venetian
is.
Poker Live streamed final table start this Thursday on May 1st.
So when, do we just go up automatically or do you announce it?
Maybe 3 starting flights on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Day 2 on Sunday, and then Monday the final table of the $1,100 ultimate stack, which has a 300K guarantee as well. So don't miss out if you're in and around Las Vegas or coming to town this Thursday, 1A, then 1B and C on Friday and Saturday. The following week, the same recipe. Instead, it's going to be an $800 buy-in starting on Wednesday with day 1 flights on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Also, that final table streaming that following Monday. All right, BK Ice with pocket 7s, comes with a shove, takes it down. Next hand.
60 and 120.
So the ruling was that as soon as as soon as the clock changes, the blinds are up.
6.7 before that.
Whether no one has to announce it.
Okay.
So they didn't donate to the veterans. I had to get it. I don't even have my phone to donate right now.
You didn't have to do it right then.
I have to commit.
Just commit, man. And I work with a charity that's 100% pass through, so it all goes to the veterans. No skim off the top.
Very significant pay jumps for the players at this final table, so cautious play is to be expected. The time between busting fifth and hoisting the trophy could be as little as an hour in some cases, so last 1 hour longer and you can basically triple your return. Right now, as I said, 12K guaranteed for the final 6.
Blues look more intimidating.
More pressure being applied here from our chip leader.
Action slowing down just a little bit as we now play 60K, 120K with 120K big blind ante. Shout out Dika Costa in the chat. Appreciate the love. Yes, I was out of town for a race. Thanks for keeping up with my very much amateur cycling career, but it was a lot of fun. With a baby on the way, that career is basically over now, which is fine.
Yeah, you can make it happen. Sunshine probably just gonna stuff this one.
I'm all in.
Yep.
Make it easy for yourself. just come with the shove. Let your opponents make the decision.
Yeah, if you opt to come with a raise here, maybe you get jammed on from Seth over there, and then it makes it kind of awkward to call off with ace-7 off. So you just put the max pressure on your opponents. If they call, fine. The money's in, put them to the test. If they fold, also plenty fine for you.
Seth here with king 10 off, 1.7 million. Aguiluz is the short stack, Donnie.
He's calculating
Yeah, and
the ICM.
I think with where Aguiluz is in chips,
What I would like is to just
I
think
mean,
in
you
silence,
might not like
guys,
it, but I
if
think you
don't
just have
mind.
to fold this. I think there's going to be plenty of hands in the range of Sunshine where he's just opting to jam instead of raising. You know, let's say Queen Jack, hands like Jack 9 suited. A lot of various aces are in there. So all those types of hands you're basically flipping with. And do you really want to flip when you still have a decent lead over Aguiluz here? So, you know, trying to just lock in that pay jump and put yourself in the best position for that. So I think this king 10 does belong in the muck here, and it is.
If I tell you what I had, can I see that hand now? We're going to see it in an hour.
We're all gonna see it in an hour, right?
Yeah, fair
Everything?
enough.
Wait, what?
The stream.
You have
Oh.
10.
Now,
King 10.
isn't
Get to
king
see my
10
hand?
supposed to be a
King
snap
10?
fold in that situation, Donnie?
He has,
You,
like,
you
Jack
know you're
10
not going to call
That's
it.
not
top.
fair.
King 10.
I mean,
You can't.
Never has
you
an
don't
ace,
know.
right?
I mean, I think it's a pretty
Suited?
easy fold, yes.
No.
But, you know, everyone has their different thresholds, right?
You were talking about the time banks.
I'm not going to fault the guy there for thinking
Yes.
the big chip leader on the button's just pushing me around. You know, I got a pretty decent king.
All right.
Thought I could get away with 5,000, I guess. No.
I know we're only, you know, 22, 23 hands into this final table, but if I'm one of the other players not named Brandon Sunshine at this table, I'm like low-key annoyed at Ventasov. And what I mean by that is you just like to see a little bit more activity from your opponents because ideally you want everyone to kind of go nuts and you can just ladder up. So if you don't see that and you see someone playing pretty snug over there, it's kind of like, well, even if I were to try and outlast this guy, it doesn't seem like he's willing to put his money in and go broke unless he finds a premium. We know how hard it is to find those hands. So, you know, you're kind of just like, okay, I kind of just forget about this guy. Another spot here for Seth. This one might qualify.
On.
There it is.
What odds will you give me that king 10 suited, or king 10 off had him dominated?
Maybe.
It did not.
It's probably 50-50.
What's 2 million now?
Pardon?
2 million now.
I'll tell you 1 second. 2.1.
So now we have some pretty clear
3-5.
separation with Aguiluz here down at the bottom of the chip counts, working with about 8 big blinds for him.
Looks good.
Seth, Otto, and Ventasov right around the 2 million mark, and then Possible is clearly in second.
Seth with ace-9 off on the button here. Donnie, he knows that he doesn't have to expect much from Ventasov as far as calling. He's really, really on a narrow range. Otto has also been very conservative. Does that make you want to lean towards raising more or shoving more?
I think just raising is fine. You know, I think there's going to be few times when they 3-bet jam on you or even 3-bet you. You know, I think it's going to take a good hand from them. I mean, but we'll have an idea of how Otto wants to play this situation right here with the ace-5 off. But generally, I think raising is good here.
Falling.
Look at that. He is taking the spot. This is well done by him.
Otto moves all in with ace-5 offsuit. Nothing there for Ventasov. Now,
So sick. How much? Oh.
what's in Otto's range here from Seth's perspective? How do we go about analyzing this?
I tipped $20 to hit my
I mean, there's
vape
going to be a
right
fair
now.
amount of pairs. There's going to be obviously all the premium stuff is in there. So
that
you
where the
got
answer
that
lies,
bucket of
the vape?
stuff.
So sick,
I mean, we can
man.
see he's doing this
God.
with ace-5 off. I'm not sure I would have
Simone.
expected this from him, given what we've seen in the low volume here at this final table. But maybe Seth has some previous experience playing with him throughout
1985.
this tournament, and if this has been something that Otto has come with, then
Oh,
he
man.
might lean to call. You also have to throw in the hands like the
So
king jacks, the
sick.
king queens of the world. What is Otto doing with those? If he's coming with the ace-5 suited here, I think he's also coming with, you know, king queen off, king jack off, maybe to some frequency king 10 off too. So, yeah.
You win, brother. I'll show you if you show. We're all going to see it in a second. You want to see it? No?
Second.
That's fine.
All right, Seth is going to give it up here. Very understandable for him to think that ace-9 is no good there. Of course, all eyes on this trophy.
King 10 again.
That's the
The
worst.
lion with the
best
wings
hand I've ever
awaits
pulled in that spot.
the champion. Let us know in the chat who you
And I
think
don't
the
know if-
champion will
9
be.
suited.
Ace 9 off.
Thank you.
What?
Ace 9 off suit.
Ace 10 off.
Ace 9.
Ace
off
9?
suit. I
Really?
call ace 9 suit. I call ace 10 off. But I
You have to
fold.
fold, my friend. Come on. You cannot call.
Brother, I didn't come to fold.
How you doing, Dilla?
Brother.
Oh, so sick. What do you have, 2 6s?
Ace 5.
Oh, so sick. That's the problem. God, so sick.
The so sick exclamation, Donnie, also a bit of a throwback to the era in which BK
Very good
Ice
hand.
was the most successful.
Yeah. So sick.
So sick. Shout out Elkie.
You couldn't call.
I
Anyway.
think you're right, but it's one of those spots where you just outplay me, you win the pot, you deserve it. What can I do?
Yeah, I know Seth said he kind of wanted to call there. I think he even mentioned he calls ace-9 suited, ace-10 off. I think those hands probably not quite good enough. Again, you know, at the start of that hand, it was you, Otto, Ventasov, all had kind of right around 20 big blinds. And Aguiluz is pretty short over there. So your stack still has a lot of value. You just want to get it in there with ace-10 off versus, let's say, king-queen. I mean, not when a guy's got 8 big blinds over there. So I think you do need to be a little bit tighter there on your raise calls. Probably for sure ace-queen suited, ace-jack suited. I think makes it in there, but you know, you probably contemplate about it. Obviously, you know, 10s plus is going to get in there too. But it's okay. Listen, you're not playing poker right if you're not
Yeah, the
getting
vape might have
bluffed,
led
and
me to the
sometimes you're not
call,
folding the best hand. It's just that's just going to happen in the game.
You had vape equity there.
Yeah. Oh, so sick.
Nice find here for the Italian ace-king.
Thank you.
Raise 250.
All in.
Oh, possible just rips the king. Oh,
Wow,
jacks!
Jack's behind.
Hey, count.
Oh my, and this is
The way with which Sunshine can I get a count should send signals across the table that this thing is really serious.
I call.
Call made by Sunshine with jacks. Action back to Oddo.
I mean, this is kind of sick if you're Auto.
Oh, wow.
You got snap jammed on
yeah,
oh
by
my God.
possible. Sunshine makes the call. I know he's a chip leader, but he's got to be up there in his range.
and die.
I don't hate
Sorry.
that
Live and
fold
die on
there.
it.
Ace King ends up in the muck. It's jacks versus Queen Jacks.
Coming back.
Anything is possible,
Best.
King.
Ace king?
but is the king out there?
Best. Ace king.
The boys.
I can't fold it.
Yeah,
Otto folds Ace King, one fewer out for Ted.
All right. I need my 3% on this one, even though I'm ahead.
That doesn't work, man.
3% right here.
Where are you going?
What? I'm not going anywhere.
All right,
Jack.
here comes the flop.
I had the king. I had the king.
6, 3,
Ooh.
8,
I had ace
2
king.
hearts. Sunshine with the
Quite a
jack of
fold.
hearts. Why is Sunshine standing up with his backpack on? This should be illegal. Ace of hearts on the turn. One possible
Yeah,
out
king of
remaining for Ted.
It's good fold.
Otto folded Ace King.
I don't know.
Forget
You
about
might
it.
be regretting that right now.
That's good fold.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Let's see the river card.
Yeah.
The King of Diamonds, the only savior for Possible.
my crack
It is
fold.
the 7 of clubs, and Ted Possible has been eliminated.
Not possible.
Great run
You
for
play very
him.
strong.
Great run for Poker for Vets.
Good game, brother.
My lucky
I'm
flower.
sure they'll see a nice
told you the jacks,
donation.
right?
Yeah, remember.
And
They owed
Otto
me. Net positive on jacks.
could have
My lucky hand.
tripled up here. What a crazy, crazy hand.
Could be out.
Yeah, I do think that's a fine fold there from Otto. I mean, going up against two people there when one person has 8 big blinds, it's just not really a spot you want to be in, even though you do have the best drawing hand, as they say,
Yep.
Ace King.
We've seen this scenario play out before. A dominating chip leader at a Venetian DeepStack event. This time, his name is Brandon Sunshine. The question is, can anyone stop him from winning this event and the $55,000 first prize? We're down to the final 5. Let us know in the chat who you're rooting for. And let us know if you think that anyone can still
That's how you win,
beat
right?
Brandon Sunshine.
Yeah, but we gotta make it interesting though.
And no extra gear or anything, just whatever it comes with.
Can't be so easy for you.
Yeah, it'd be interesting if I can max later edge the 400 after. That's what I'm going for.
Wow, she is stunningly beautiful. Dear Lord.
The microphone.
Yeah. My wife would agree, though.
I mean, Aguiluz over there is just, he's like, I'm just going to fold to like 3-handed play with the way this is going.
You're looking a little more like Barry Bonds to me.
I like it.
Absolutely.
I like it.
Wow, he gets a walk. Look at that.
It's just no way.
You can't complain. I go need some chips, some ladders, one walk.
One walk can't hurt, right?
Yep, here it comes.
It's good karma.
You have like 1.1 or something to start the hand? You know.
Let's see. Less. A little less.
Plus the 60.
I mean, this chip lead is enormous for Sunshine. I mean, this is crazy.
It's just really bizarre how we've seen this multiple times now on Venetian Poker Live, and Aguiluz finds aces in the small blind, perfect timing. The question, however, is,
I think you can limp here. I mean, you can also raise, of course, it's aces, you know, but I think you can limp and just play this as a trap when you're this short.
260,000.
No action.
No.
Just want to make it 480 just to see what happens.
Just.
Hey.
Necessary have casino? Necessary have casino?
Casino?
In Sicily?
In Sicily? In Sicily, no, no,
No?
we don't have, no.
Where are you training? Online?
The casino are in Venice.
Ah, Venice?
Venice, yeah. Close to Milan, Sanremo.
I've been to San Remo. It's close to you?
Have you been in Sanremo?
Yeah.
In Roma?
EPT, something like that.
Many years
Sunshine,
ago.
A7
No,
of
Rome,
hearts.
no.
No?
There's no casino in Rome.
Makes
no.
it 240.
Last year, bro.
Don, you and I have plenty of memories of San Remo.
Oh, yeah. One of my favorite stops.
Way back.
Underrated stop. Beautiful location too, right on the water.
Send that button over, homie. Are we homies, Brandon? Are we homies?
You
I didn't
are
know either,
until
but you
you are
responded
until
so
he
quickly.
screws you on the river. Then you're not homies.
Why not?
When you know, you know.
Much you have, my friend.
Together
16?
with that, 16, 1650.
Ventasov with a very interesting
I
playing
didn't see my
style.
card.
Has played one hand, one shove, one double up, and has since gone back to his turtle shell. His VPIP is 3%.
360,000.
He's just waiting for a hand here. So far, it has resulted in 2 pay jumps, so can't really fault him for his approach. But ultimately, that is not how you come out on top. But the aforementioned pay jumps definitely a factor. Now, is he going to get out of line with King 5? Maybe you take a random stand if you're super tight. Does not take a stand, and Otto will take this one down.
Hey, dealer, what time is it?
120.
Thank you.
Yeah, this Poker Atlas screen doesn't have one of those analog clocks, huh? But the other screen does, the tournament clock. Like the one they use at the World Series? It has a
Should.
little-
I think all clocks should.
It should, for sure.
What do you mean?
Like have the
Like on the World Series clock on this screen, I think in like the bottom left or something, there's a little analog clock. Like a hand a minute clock. That's an analog clock? That's
Yeah,
not.
why would we need that?
I don't know. It's nice to know the time when they take your phone.
Oh, you're saying
know
like,
the
oh, you're saying
actual
like the
time,
time
yeah.
it is right now.
Yeah, the
I
time
have,
of
no, I have
day.
no idea what time it is now. It could
I
be
thought
like
you meant tournament clock.
2 p.m. for all I know. It's probably not.
Time is just a concept here in Las
Yeah,
Vegas.
for how long we've been here. Makes sense.
As long as you're in the tournament, it doesn't matter what time it is. The only thing that matters when you bust out is how much time is left to register the next one.
Raise 250,000.
Thank you.
Sunshine's chip lead remains overwhelming, 10.4 million. Donnie, is this a case right now where everyone is sort of secretly glancing at those payouts thinking, if I can just get to heads up, I'd be totally happy, and how do I accomplish this?
Yeah, of course. I mean, now it's really a maneuverability game between everyone other than Sunshine. You know, he's just going to be the big aggressor. Now, Otto's probably, you know, he's got to be thinking about it the most and just be a little bit more cautious because of the other 4 stacks, his stack is worth the most money here.
250,000 raise.
More than you.
I know. How much? It's like
2 million point 4.
over 2. Yeah? Okay.
Ventasov on the button now, once again hesitating, as he did earlier with King 5 off, that resulted in a fold ultimately, and he's going to do the same thing right now. And Ventasov at this point is simply going to get blinded out. And I'm not saying you should shove Jack 9 off, but I'm saying that
1 8.
you got to try and make something happen on your own.
1 8 4
1
5.
8.
You?
I don't know.
I
14 fixed. 14. Oh,
And Otto on a bit of a run right now,
14.
up to 2.8 million,
Already 16.
really solidifying himself as the second biggest stack.
Yeah, and I know that pot was just
1.5,
he
right?
raised, everyone folded, but
Yeah.
those types of pots for Otto
just
are
under
extremely
1.5.
important when he doesn't
It's
really have to deal with any
without
sort of big
1
confrontation,
Yeah.
and he can really lock in his position on the leaderboard in second place. Move further away from Seth, from Ventasov, from Aguiluz. You know, yeah,
Oh,
maybe he
sure.
might not really
Just one
close the
guy
gap
played.
between him and Sunshine, but if he can put himself in the best position, as you
No,
mentioned,
I mean
Remco,
you.
earlier, to get to heads-up play.
Everybody
You know, that's
know.
kind of the goal. Then once you get to
That's
heads-up
really
play, okay. You know, whatever happens,
Very good.
happens. Let's go. Another good one here for Otto. Ace King off this time.
250,000 now.
You know, all things considered, Aguiluz has had pretty straightforward decisions. He's either had horrible hands or he had the aces. Like, there really hasn't been any, like, okay, I have King 10 off. What am I going to kind of do here? And I'm facing a race. Stuff like that. Like, he's had pretty cut and dry decisions, which of course makes things easier. Now, it's not fun playing 8 big blinds, but at least his decisions aren't difficult.
And that's what you don't want. You want to keep your decisions as easy as possible. Now, obviously, well-studied players will find a given final table spot easier than others, but at the end of the day, you just got to figure it out on your own once you're in the moment here. If you're enjoying the coverage, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're happy to bring you this final table coverage. Playing down to a winner here in this $800 Ultimate Stack, the Venetian DeepStack Series, the second one of the year. And look at this monster here for Andy Seth. Ace-King suited in the small blind. Him and Otto have had a few fun back and forths, but on the felt, they haven't really clashed. Seth's going to try to figure out how can I make this look as weak as possible, sitting on just 13 big blinds. Donnie, do we ever limp here, or is that just getting too tricky?
All in.
I mean, I think a limp is fine with this sort of premium, but, you know, again, you can probably just play this one super straightforward.
Yeah, you gotta touch another player like that.
Look at this. Nothing there for Otto. Quickly lets it go.
1, 2, 1.5.
It was 1.62. It was.
You play very fast, right? Not enough.
Ventasov now VPIP down at 2%.
Keep them in stacks you can count, brother. If you keep them in 10 stacks.
I think this is the tightest player I've ever seen at a final table, Don. We are 34 hands in. He's played 1 hand.
So,
Yeah.
Unimportant.
I mean,
Now,
oh, okay.
I'll say that outside of the Queen 9 suited that I thought he should have jammed, I don't think he's had anything else.
Fair enough.
You know, like it's
Fair
not.
enough.
So it's not totally that he's just, you know, knitting sweaters over there, but I do think he should have shoved that Queen 9 suited, and you know, we know that he probably would have went bust. So what the heck do I know? But other than that, I mean, Ventasov hasn't had anything.
Wow. What happened?
Scared.
Action now falls to Otto. Donnie, is it an auto shove for Otto?
Raise 300.
He could have put this in, you know, against Ventasov, who's probably going to be over folding.
9-6 again.
Good round.
Not a great hand. Gets out of the way. For the people in the chat with us, how was your weekend? What did you get up to? Any big swings at the table? Did you manage to win something perhaps? Donnie, did you play any poker?
Good luck, guys.
No.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate it, homie.
I wish.
What's your I heard a rumor
Don't like
that
Tony
we
Manero.
might see you at a Venetian
What's up, legend?
Poker Live final table.
Tony, that
mean,
hair is magnificent.
I hope that's the case. That's a great rumor to spread. Does that mean I just appear there?
No, you just
I just spawn at the final table. I'll take 8 bigs. You can put me there, right seat 5, right there next to Ventasov. You know, I'm good.
Yeah.
8 bigs, I'm in.
VPIP of 2.
Yeah, I'm in. Why not?
You said you might have to find a co-commentator for the next one. So hopefully that means that you are.
Listen, I've been dying to play one of these events. It just so happens that all the ones I want to play, I know that we're lined up to do commentary.
Right.
So I do feel a little bit bad. You know, I don't want to be that guy that's like, hey, you know, guys, I'm going to go F off and play this tournament. I might make it, I might not. But eventually I got to get in there. Like, it's just, I'm just going to get sucked in too much. The events are too good. Tommy and his team put on incredible tournaments here. Even little things. Like, I see the chips, and I'm like, these chips look sweet. I just want to sit there and shuffle the chips. The room looks incredible. I just want to chill out there, you know, like, go into my little happy place. So, yeah, eventually I'm going to be out there.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. It's funny because I don't sweat my walks. I have to find out on stream what I had. I never spent my walks. I have to find out on stream what I had.
Such a negative free roll. Don't even look on the stream.
That's what I'm saying,
bro.
but if I look at the stream later, I have to see what I got in my walk now.
Yeah.
I didn't want to know.
Oh, you never look?
Never. Negative free roll, like he said.
Yeah.
King Jack clubs for Seth. We're on
Walk's always
15
a good
bigs.
thing,
Donnie,
unless
how do
somebody
we
got, like,
approach
easy.
this, given
It feels
the
good when you have
current chip
absolute
dynamics with
capital.
Aguiluz,
It feels
the short
good. It
stack
feels good
in the
always
big
when you
blinds, and
just any
Ventasov
two.
basically, you know, able to fold just about anything.
Yeah, I mean, I think a raise here, like Seth is approaching it. Now, I know you might be inclined to just jam it in. This is interesting for Ventasov. I mean, he hasn't had anything. So you just see these 4s and you're just like, your eyes just light up.
Look down at like aces and crap.
That's true.
Omen?
And look at this. Ventasov is going to pull the trigger with pocket 4s. This is absolutely the right time, it seems, for Ventasov to take a stand. No one's going to think that he has anything less than pocket jacks.
How much? How much?
1.2 million is a jam.
Yeah.
Dear Lord.
Yeah, this is not a fun spot.
Do you feel the pain?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's
when you let
it
this man
stinks
have
in
his
general
paper,
when this happens.
messing him up.
It stinks even more when you know the guy hasn't been active.
Right.
It's just like really like. I think Seth would be pretty surprised if this money gets in and he sees 2 4s. Like you said, I mean, he's
1.19.
probably like,
yeah.
what's the lowest pair that he goes with here? 8s? Therefore, I'm only flipping against 3 of the pairs.
Oh, Viacheslav. Don't think I can fold.
Seth already announcing he doesn't think that he can fold. I mean, that's good news. Because Seth is going to be in quite a nice coin flip here. Overcards and of the suited variety. And Seth seemingly frustrated that he's going to have to make this call. Seth has Ventasov covered by just a bit. 5 big blinds to be exact.
940 more, right?
Oh, what is this? What is this?
Oh.
I mean, part of me says Seth is just kind of over-folding. I mean, he said it earlier. I didn't come to fold, and he's been in some tough spots where you know, while I do think that folding is the right play, like he clearly wants to get in there and get involved.
All right, buddy, you got it.
Wow. After announcing that he probably can't fold, kind of surprised to see Seth ultimately lay it
It's
down.
good fold for you.
Pardon?
I guess it was good fold
What do you have, pocket tens?
for you. I don't remember. This is not free.
That's good. He doesn't remember, so you can check the stream later.
Brother, actually, it
and then
is
you'll remember
free.
again. Yeah.
It is free.
No,
I just
no,
have to wait an hour.
No, no free today. Just no free information.
Nice.
Respect.
Thank you.
Once again, welcome to all the viewers. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel. Check out the Venetian Poker Live YouTube channel as well while you're at it. Delivering that JRB 1 or 200 cash game on a weekly basis, as well as tournament final tables and the occasional special PLO coverage. Ladies' night from time to time. There's always something happening here at Venetian Poker Live.
All in.
And
How
Aguiluz
much?
comes with the jam for 820. We're playing 75K 150, so Aguiluz has been biding his time for a while here. His VPIP down to just 10%. He's going to try and have to do something to survive here. Wasn't Andy Seth the one commenting on the snap folds, Donnie?
I mean, he just hates his life.
I mean-
every opportunity. It's just brutal. Ay, ay, ay.
Good hand, buddy.
Yeah, I think he was
Thank you, sir.
earlier. He was talking about like what are the chances he was calling or
Yeah, I
whatever
know.
without a
Right.
snap fold. Yeah.
Better now that you're here.
We played a final table together at the home for many years ago.
Go way back.
Way back. Wait, it was 300.
Seth in the small blind with king, queen off. Donnie Sunshine really trying to apply that pressure now with his big stack. Is Seth supposed to be all in here?
I think king queen is good enough here. You know, now that Seth has been involved in a couple spots where he's lost some chips. I mean, he's essentially tied with Aguiluz, so
Right.
it's a little bit different than if he would have had like the 1.8. So I think now, you know, those ICM handcuffs are just off of you, and king queen rates pretty well against what you figure the range of Sunshine is. So yeah, pretty clear jam here, in
1.31,
my
I
opinion.
think.
Seth all in for 1.3 million, and he's going to be really happy to not get called here. Every single big blind matters in this current situation. The players tiptoeing a
1.31.
little bit here.
You agree? 1.31.
You're good.
All right, Sunshine lets it go, and Seth now up to 1.9. I mean, the stakes are so high right now, Donnie, that almost every hand is going to be an all-in from some player.
Yeah, and also, you know, on the big stack side of things, I would again just expect
I had the
to
best
see
hand for
Sunshine
sure.
just continue with aggression with, I don't know,
Nothing else.
70% of hands, you know, something like that. Like
75.
basically any suited
You
hand, anything that's kind of
Oh.
connected. A lot of those cards that are big, little, where they, you know, they can
Sensitive.
block some big good stuff from your opponent. So Yeah, you're gonna have to fold at times like that when you open the
You want
queen
a
four
discount?
suited, but plenty of other
No,
times you're just
I
gonna
don't
get
need
through and
discount. I just
I
keep
would love
cutting
a
down your
discount.
opponent's
Making
here,
mistakes.
king
Anyone's
five off,
offering.
clear open.
We Indians love a good discount.
300. Raise to 300.
And Sunshine is not going to waste any time. He's going to continue applying that pressure. He knows that these players will have to find something legit to play back at him with. This is exactly what he was hoping for. Free reign to apply pressure. Nobody wants to bust out next.
Always know you're Batman.
I know, right?
How many brown chips do you have, brother?
Have you changed it?
They don't have me as Batman here, Venetian. We have to win.
1.3,
But
1.4.
there was like the little sheet before we did the stream. That was like to fill out your name. I
Four.
forgot to put Batman.
Four.
I should have told him to call me Batman.
Good number.
It's a great number.
Funny.
Yeah. About
Yeah.
4,
You
not
could- you
good,
could
but
say back.
together it's 9. It's good. It's strong, very strong. Be careful.
Sunshine's way better.
It is. It is. I mean, it's real. It's a real name.
Sunshine Batman is quite a contrast.
Go a man of many names.
Bats don't come out when the sun is shining. Aguiluz finds kings. Perfect timing for the short stack. Only 7 big blinds.
And under the gun here, I mean, he could play this as a limp. He could play it as just a min raise. Obviously, he could jam too.
$400.
Raise to 400.
Aguiluz getting crafty.
Seth, every time he looks at his cards, he just starts laughing. He's like, is this real life?
Ace-9 of hearts. Excuse me, Ace-6 of hearts. Does look tempting.
I like your style. Very far.
It is embarrassing how many times I've been completely lost at this final table. You see the hands I'm playing, and everyone's like, "What is this guy doing?"
Next time I will call time.
Sure,
Yeah.
I don't mind at all.
Yeah.
Seriously, I know I take too long.
I know you are smart.
No, you call it. You call it.
To help you.
You see what I had too. I mean, you can see all these hands. It's like they're fucking close. Fucking Ace-6 suited.
Not a fan of that 400 raise.
You think shove would have been way more disguised?
Yeah, I mean, I think you obviously want action with kings.
Yeah.
I think
What do I
it's
do in
fine.
these fucking spots, bro?
7,
Phone a
8 big
friend,
blinds
tell
to
me.
just min raise. I mean, I don't hate a limp either. I just think a bigger raise like that just shuts out even the chance that Sunshine might peel from the big blind with
fold,
the queen
bro.
4 off, might just take
I'm at
a
a
shot
big
to hit a
fold.
flop and then
I'm
try
sure
and
it's
bust
wrong,
you.
but I don't know.
Ace Jack.
No.
Donnie Young in the chat says, Seth's been wasting time. His spots weren't that hard.
Ace-6 suited. I folded.
Okay, you can say that. Maybe I can say that. Maybe Remco can say that. Yes.
Tony likes it.
But
Let's
you
go,
know,
Tony.
you never
My
know
man.
what
I
someone's
needed that.
experience level,
My man.
right? What their kind of threshold is for how
Time to
active they
rejam
want to
that.
be. I mean, I know Andy Seth used to be a very, very frequent poker player, what, a decade ago?
Right.
Maybe he doesn't play that often these days. And maybe he wants to get in there and get involved. So yeah, when you see a hand like Ace-6 suited facing that raise under the gun, you know, maybe you are a little bit tripped up. But I also think he's been honest. He said right there, you know, it's kind of embarrassing how many times I've been
Seriously, bro, what are you
confused,
doing?
like I just don't know what to do. So that's fine, it happens.
Never call.
We're going to see an all in here.
Yeah, Sunshine
Just shove.
makes it 500K with pocket eights. Very strong holding for him,
It was like
especially
6
given the
or something.
quote-unquote crap he's been raising with as of late.
It was just
Aguiluz now finds ace-king of diamonds.
It was bottom.
Music
Sorry,
to
I'll
the
try
ears
that.
of the short stack.
nothing is fun, bro.
No.
All in.
And look at this. All in and a call. Snap call.
Those are good hands, boys. Good luck.
Seth with a quick commentary. Those
Go
are
craft
indeed
the
very
other
good
like
hands.
Champions.
2.8 million up for grabs here with Aguiluz's tournament life on the line.
You could do that.
Hero
Okay.
Aguiluz from Los Angeles, California, now living in Henderson, Nevada.
You want to prepay?
Sure. How much we got?
Looking for a way to
1,
escape.
1, 2,
Got
3.
lots of
50.
options here. Here comes the flop. 10-10 deuce is not going to do it. He's got some backdoor options here,
Jack
but
of diamonds.
an ace or a king will be much
You just
easier
want
That's a good one.
huh?
It's a
just-
good one.
get this double up over with. 7 of clubs on the turn is going to limit his options to just those 6 outs at the top of your screen. Unless Aguiluz hits one of
spades.
those, he will be our 5th place finisher. It's the jack
Oh,
of
jack.
clubs on the river.
Good luck.
Good
And
game, brother.
Sunshine
game.
keeps on crushing
Were you telling me what you had that
as
last hand?
Hero
That folded ace
Aguiluz
succeeded?
gets
I gotta
knocked
wait for
out
the
in
stream.
5th place.
I had
He
two
takes
kings,
home
man.
$15,900 for his efforts. And we are down to the final 4.
Pleasure playing with you, bro.
Nice playing. Nice playing,
Viacheslav
man.
Ventasov wiggling his way into the top 4. Guaranteed $21,300. 9 big blinds for the Russian. Andy Seth on 13 bigs. Simone Oddo on 19 bigs. And Brandon Sunshine. It is truly his day so far on 11.6 million in chips. We're still playing 75K, 150. My name is Rem Brink. But Donnie Peters alongside me in the booth. We're looking to find out today who will win this event over at Venetian Poker Live.
You want to talk about wiggling? I think Aguiluz did some great wiggling there.
Bradley, how
Came
many
in
chips
as a
you have?
short stack,
Right.
got up to
It's Brandon.
5th place.
Brandon.
You know, for much of the
Sorry.
day, as
I
we
thought it was
saw,
Brad,
he was
and I was trying to call
working
you
with
Bradley
less
like
than
your
10
brother,
big
but
blinds.
Brandon,
So I think all things considered, him being able to
easy
secure 2 pay
Brandon
jumps
like
there,
Brandon
No, I just kind of
not the worst day, you know. Of course, you know, you want more, yes, but I'm sure once he
I don't
catches
know,
his
I'll
breath
You
and
told me,
everything,
but
he'll
I
he'll be
think
pretty
it's-
happy with that finish. It was a
It's
good run.
over. It's over 11 at this point, somewhere around there.
He has 11.
Sunshine doesn't even bother to count anymore. It's over
Oh,
11.
you hear it on the.
Yeah.
play.
Awesome.
No point.
Not bad.
11.6.
After
And 10 deuce off now. Good enough.
after the coin flip you won.
13,
Win
13,
flip.
75.
Gotta win flips to win.
That's good.
somethings.
Good number too.
Yeah, that was a big one yesterday. That one.
All in?
All in?
Seth coming with a jam here.
No this time.
Again, good recognition here. Putting the money in with a suited queen jack.
On the dead button, guys.
How much you have? It's over 2, yeah?
Yeah.
You have 220? Like
2.21, I believe.
2.2, it's enough.
Yeah, here it comes. So, oh, sorry.
Sunshine now with the real hand, ace-10 offsuit.
300. Goes to 300.
Pressure is going to keep on mounting for his opposition. And I do want to say that Seth and Otto are going to be even more inclined to look at Ventasov in hopes that his short stack will vanish first.
Doping.
Fold.
Couple folds.
Now I feel really bad I called you Bradley.
It's all right. It's not like you knew me forever. It's not like I'm your old long lost friend. You read a paper sheet wrong or something, you know.
You should know your players.
I should. Call you Dr. Sunshine. It's a good name.
That'd be a good doctor name. You'd like a doctor like that.
Raise 3.
Folds.
Sunshine again, continues to raise, and Ventasov finds jacks.
How much
His
is it?
third hand of this final table.
Not too much for you. Small much.
Jacks again.
1 million.
He's played 3 pairs.
15.
Jacks, jacks, and 4s.
See, you favorite. Just this hand I can play with you. No another one. Even aces I folded.
Jackson's
Probably.
You know
not
what?
sure.
It's going to be Ventasov
We're
heads
gonna,
up with
like,
Oh,
Sunshine.
for
100%.
Minds for how great Jacks are. Teach them. Jacks are the nuts.
It's
Just book
good.
it.
Good play. Good. You need good play for that.
Jacks are great. Most underrated hand in poker. You could donate to my foundation for the Jacks.
Oh, 75. Yeah.
2.4, right?
Other than cards, Donnie, is there anything Seth Otto and Ventasov can do to play back at Sunshine? Because ultimately, their stacks are getting short to the point now where he might even be committed to call it off if he raises with a hand like, you know, let's say Jack-10 suited.
Yeah, I mean, I think you just got to be willing to go to battle against him, you know, with a little bit
Oh, yeah, I
more
had
of a
2
marginal
cards
type
flipped
of
out
holding.
already.
You
One
can't
ace.
just wait for the premiums.
One was
now,
a
that
sick
doesn't
one, and
necessarily
one was
mean it always
an
needs to
awesome
be
one. One was a 6,
pre-flop.
and the other card was an ace. So I got 2 pulls at a good
You know,
card.
definitely you're going to want to
bricked,
take your
and
shots
the next
pre-flop,
hand
which I
she
think
flipped
some of
the
the players
face,
have.
Make it even.
And then also, I think maybe there's a spot where, let's say you defend a raise out of the big blind, you flop middle pair. I think you might just have to be willing to go with that sort of hand against somebody like Sunshine, who is just going to unload the clip because he has such a big advantage in chips.
Sunshine, ace-6 now. Eyeing Andy
You wanna know?
stack.
You want to know?
I can see. I think it's like 18, right?
Donnie, is this part where a bit of trickery perhaps comes into play? Sunshine knows that Seth has been reshoving on him. Is Sunshine perhaps going to take the same approach, hoping
Raise.
that Seth is going to do that?
I mean, yeah, I think this one, though, just
Nope.
put it in. No tough decision this time.
No, but is a6 the hand where you want to call a
Never
shove?
good when the first one's at 3.
Reshove, I guess.
Well, I think you just jam. That's why you just
Right,
jam.
right,
I don't
yeah,
think.
yeah,
I
sure.
think like probably ace-8 off and lower, you might be better served just shoving it yourself.
Yeah.
Versus ace-9 off and higher, you can do the limp call a jam strategy. Because then there's just there's a lot more like aces that you dominate, stuff like that. You know, that type of hand. I think it's fine to just put it in. Now, when you get to the suited variety, maybe it changes slightly. You're more willing to do the limp call with, a little bit lower on the kicker side of things. So maybe like an ace-5 suited, stuff like that. But yeah, I think the ace-6 off specifically is just fine to just jam. And queen here suited, another jam. We're just gonna see a lot of this, a lot of jams. Every decision Seth just absolutely hates.
that it?
Yeah, you're gonna need those.
Gotta get 'em.
How many?
2 million.
150.75 together.
Thank you.
You're welcome anytime.
Thank you, thank you.
One 375. Oh, 115.75.
Okay.
Oh,
Calling.
All in.
Jam there from Otto. Ace queen suited.
No good, no good.
Him neither.
At 3.5.
Wow.
Otto shows it.
Always shit, always.
These stacks look so small compared to
I know.
what Sunshine's got over there.
Honestly, these three players are playing a satellite for second place, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, the cash implications of the situation are absolutely massive, but you know, the pay jumps are just so incredibly big, especially when you're related back to buy-ins, that it makes sense to play for second.
Yeah, of course. You know, a lot of times, and listen, I know what I'm about to say is a bit boring, yes, but a lot of times at final tables, deep in tournaments, you make the most money by folding.
Right.
Calling.
Oh,
Oh, Otto jams the ace-9, and Ventasov
Wow.
finds ace-queen.
What's
No,
this?
no, no,
what's
sir.
This
You
for?
cannot. No, this is.
This
you,
is-
You call. Click the call
You're
button.
supposed to be celebrating.
Click the call button.
Fist pump in the air. This is exactly what you wanted.
Inviting.
If he would have folded that,
No,
I'm
no,
leaving
this.
the booth. I'm out of here.
Not too good.
Not so good?
10-9
Wow. Ventasov again with the
Okay,
goods.
good luck.
His fourth
luck
hand
to
he
you.
played at this final table, and this time it's ace-queen. Otto, the underdog here, but he does have his opponent covered. It is Ventasov who is all in and at risk with 3 million chips in the middle. Andy
Tony,
Seth.
I need your magic.
I need the magic.
If you were, if you, if
Magic
you were
do you
German,
need?
then
You
now
just
you're
gotta
fine,
hold
for
up.
sure. Too bad you're Italian.
Yeah,
You got your opponent in jail
Any
here. This is
German-
great
any
for you.
German
No
friends?
prediction. No prediction.
No?
No, 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 no.
Nines are dangerous. I know.
Jack, 8-4, 2 spades.
10 of spades.
10 for the sweat. 10's fair. 10's
Yeah.
fair.
Queen on the turn.
10.
Now only.
No, no joke.
Just a 10.
No
Otto now
joke,
looking for
no
a 10
joke.
and a 10 only.
No joke today.
Think I fold.
Tony.
And a king
Great
on the
job.
river will
You're
secure
still alive.
another double up
Yeah,
for
I'm
Ventasov.
happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy, by the way.
Yeah, I'm happy too.
1.365. 35 back, okay?
Great job.
That was a great job, Tony.
Yeah, it's great guy.
Flawlessly executed.
Yeah.
Tip in a chair.
No. Not bad. Anyway, like. Oh, okay.
And I am 75.
Oddo finds a very good hand, especially now that he's in desperate need of a double up. The shortest stack belongs to the Italian, and here we go. The small stub ends up in the middle. Ace-3 off for Ventasov next to act.
Well, if he moaned over ace-queen off, he's not playing the ace-3 off.
Oh, yeah.
1,035,000.
Let me count my stack. 15. 2, 1, 2, 2, 8, 2, 9, 3.
I don't think this is much of a decision. I think this is just an easy fold, especially when you still have Sunshine and Seth to act behind you. You just doubled up. You're second in chips. You're feeling good. And, you know, no need to risk a third of your stack here like this.
1.61, I think.
It also seems a little bit out of character given how Ventasov has approached the rest of the final table today. Thought this hand would have for sure been in the muck already.
Is part of this him looking down for about 50 hands at mostly rubbish, that now he's going to think ace-3, I have to get involved?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I could certainly see that being into the equation for him. Does ultimately let it go.
Win, bro. Unless my card's changed.
Another time, ace-9.
Oh,
Run it back.
It's a good hand for that spot.
it's good fold. I have ace-3.
Great hand to find.
Some of them.
I'm big blind now.
Good luck with the guys.
Thank you, Tony.
Thanks, Tony.
Thanks, Tony. See you later, man.
Hi. Good. How are you? You looks good today. Very fancy.
You're every dealer's favorite player, huh?
Why?
It's like the third or fourth dealer that's
Yeah,
like, hey, Viacheslav, how are you? Good to see you. Yeah, for sure. Maybe. As soon as they upgrade my cards so I can park here for free, I'll be here. I'm too ADD to play 3 hours.
Come on,
Well,
man.
how'd you
that's
play a
great.
multi-day tournament?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, this is the third day you've been playing.
Omen.
Seth with the jam here, king 6.
The first is not bad. The second is disaster.
Phew. Same for me.
I do like that these guys are showing a bit of their personality as well, while also, you know, playing some good poker. So it's been a good show.
Definitely, and we've had some quiet final tables. This one definitely not the case, and I think Andy Seth, a large contributor to that. Of course, very comfortable in the situation, has played poker for many, many years. And Oddo, Ventasov, and Sunshine also got something to say.
Jack-7 off here,
Ollie?
probably going to find the jam. There it is. And he's not getting this one through. Ventasov finds the king-queen suited.
I mean, we saw him with a pained face looking down at ace-queen.
I mean, this is a snap call.
110.
Call.
Call.
There you go.
Let me have your card.
Call has been made. Now it is the Italians' tournament life on the line.
The strong hand.
No, no magic. No
Nothing.
magic. No magic.
Ventasov simply waiting
Thank
for
you.
hands.
I need.
Ready?
Otto with Jack 7, still very much alive. Can he catch something here? We see 4 deuce deuce, very uninspiring. Backdoor spades, perhaps on his mind. Otherwise, a Jack or a 7
Fake
to
this out.
survive is what he
Hesitation.
needs. Turn card is the deuce of diamonds. Still
Ace on the river.
nothing
Deuce
out
on
there
the
for
river.
him.
Five.
Ace doesn't help.
Deuce of clubs.
Five.
Jack
Five
or a
plus.
7 needed for Otto. Oh, look at this, the sweat.
What is this?
Oh,
blackjack?
come on.
Did he double down or something?
It's the 10 of spades on the river.
Good
A
game, man.
little bit of
Good game.
extra theatrics here.
That was
I
a wild
love
way
it.
to get that sweat, bro.
I love the extra
Great job.
sweat here.
Very good.
Pleasure to meet you, Simone.
Otto
Game, man.
will
Simone.
be our
man.
Simone.
Simone was not lucky today.
Yeah.
Simone Oddo from
But lucky
Italy.
in life, bro.
See you.
Finishes in 4th
luck.
place.
Bye bye, guys.
Taking home $21,300. The final 3 now guaranteed $28,858. And what a run from Ventasov.
Did we ever get
Donnie.
it? Figure out how many? It was 17.7 or something. Now it's like 19. How many million? No,
You
that's
called it,
total.
Donnie,
That's a
6-handed. You
total.
said
You had 14 or
it's going to
something?
be
You could do yours
Ventasov
minus
heads up.
Yeah.
You know,
We
I need
could
to
for sure.
I mean, the guys just got it.
have like an idea.
I want to know what that river situation was.
That was incredible. I love it. In the future, we should toss the river
I have less
card
than 14.
to
I
the
like
player
12.
at risk,
Yeah.
so they can
Come on.
just
You
sweat
have
it themselves.
Yeah, I'm in.
I have
Maybe 11.
1.76. And you have like 4 or something.
4.
Yeah.
465.
We could chop it even.
No, I will play.
I like it.
It's worth a try.
Now, Ventasov has to be pretty far outside his comfort zone given his prior play, Donnie. Right now, there's no hiding, there's no escaping. You are 3-handed for the title, and you need to make something happen.
Yeah, and you know, I think he really needs to be cautious in his play here. He's in a great spot to make it to heads-up play now that he's up over 4 million. You have the big chip leader on your direct left. You have to play out of position to him quite a bit. So
Oh,
I wouldn't be willing to go too crazy. I would almost lean to be much tighter
450.
than,
raise to 450.
you know, not, you know, much tighter than looser. I would just,
You're good, Lisa.
again, just basically try and secure myself a heads-up spot. Now, the equation would change if Seth is able to double up or win some chips, but until that happens, I'm very comfortable here. For example, this pot right here, don't mind the limp. I think you just limp fold.
Okay,
You don't even bother.
Also, in a way, no pressure at all on Andy Seth. He is locked into 3rd place. Anything that comes after this is going to be just, you know, a little bit of extra profit, but given the chip deficit here, 11 big blinds, he's going to be ready to attack. Ventasov with not much incentive to get aggressive. On the other hand, Sunshine, who, by the way, let's go 3-2 suited, happy to play against Ventasov.
A gentleman and a scholar.
Now you play better.
I play better now? Thank you.
Yeah.
I've been playing like shit all day, huh?
You played that one well.
Sunshine on the button.
300 raise.
Makes it 300,000.
300,000.
I do see a couple people in the chat saying no way Sunshine would chop this, which I agree. But what I'll say is that when Andy Seth brought it up, Ventasov was the one that said no thanks. Let's just play. So Sunshine didn't even have a chance to answer.
Yeah, but Ventasov also knows that every 22 hands he gets a premium. So
That's right. He just finds jacks are better. He just
Yeah.
doubles up.
Jack straight ace queen incoming. Oh, look at this. Seth all in with ace 5. Ventasov ace deuce here in the big blinds. This jam is for 12 big blinds. Sunshine the initial raiser. And both players get out of the way. I got a little too excited there perhaps. Once again, if you're loving the coverage, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. It's very much appreciated. We have another big cash game coming up on Saturday. JRB and the boys. 100, 200, no limit here from Venetian Poker Live. If you've caught perhaps some highlights in the past, have never seen the live stream,
Oh no, I was
it does
just.
get
I was,
started at 6 p.m.
That helped you. Oh, that
Quickly
did help you. I
has
was just
become
being
one of
very
the best
selfish. You
cash
thought I was
live
helping
streams
you, but
in
I
all
just
of
wanted
poker.
to
Absolutely.
Last
satisfy my
weekend, if you missed
OCD.
it, JRB won $180,000.
It's unbelievable.
I could have just took the compliment. and
Incredible
acted
stuff.
Like I was
Incredible
being a
stuff.
gentleman.
Seth 3-9 suited on the button. 16 bigs. Is this a shove type situation where we feel comfortable putting it in?
I think you can put this in.
All in.
Yep.
All in.
There it
Go.
is. Oh, couple of 4s.
Ventasov does
Two
have,
point 435.
does have the good look, Donnie. The perfect shades with the beanie and the navy shirt and the
Two
nice
million
watch.
435,000.
I mean, my man looks like he's about to head off to Monaco, right? Doesn't he?
Yes.
Like, he's ready to go. Hop on his yacht, you know?
And here comes the call. The pair might be small, but Ventasov
Well,
not
I'm not
backing
in good
down.
shape.
Oh, sorry.
for sure.
My bad.
I'm not good too, but
All right, it's a true
Well,
coin
we'll
flip.
take this one.
5 million in the middle.
I think Seth there
to
is
four.
a little bit surprised to see just a
Take
couple
two
of
four,
4s from
two fours,
Ventasov
yeah.
here.
I need to play it.
You could fold. It's okay to fold.
But like,
I need
luck,
to
brother.
play it. I love it.
All right, so Andy Seth looking for some help here. He's got plenty of options here and is even an equity favorite going to the flop. Oh, waiting for the flop here. The first 3 face up here, and it is Jack 5 deuce, 2 clubs.
Full sweat. We'll take it.
That's the most fair flop we could have asked for.
Yeah.
That's what keeps it sweaty.
14 outs, no dead cards. Andy Seth
10 of diamonds.
for a queen, a 9, or a club.
Just put a 9 out there.
Turn is the 8
Put a
of
club out
clubs.
there. Yeah.
10 of clubs.
And that is it.
Max pain.
Check mark, 100% for Andy Seth. He
My
now
wife's trying
up
to sweat it
5
on
million.
the 2.435. Yeah.
Massive double up for Andy
Oh, we're on
Seth.
break now.
Ventasov
Four.
takes a big hit with pocket
And
force as he
4
tried to
and
get this thing
30
down with the
35,
heads up play.
35.
And that's one of those spots where I do think Ventasov should have leaned on the conservative side, kind of what I was hinting at earlier, where you just don't need to risk
Thank you, boss.
flipping
It was
stacks
Fair
with
fight.
Right.
Seth there, especially when you do still have Brandon Wilson
break.
or Brandon Sunshine to act behind you.
All right, we are going on a quick 15-minute break. When we return, this will be the standings as the blinds will go up to 100K, 200K with a 200K big blind ante. Brandon Sunshine still in control. Andy Seth now a contender for the win, and Viacheslav Fetisov back down to just 6 big blinds. He will have a lot of work to do before he can try and claim the Lion Trophy with the Wings. We'll be back in 15 minutes. Thank you all so much for watching. Please enjoy some highlights during this break, and we'll see you soon.
And there's yeah.
Once again, shout out to everyone who's tuned into our stream tonight.
Sorry for
One
what?
final time, please.
Yeah.
Hit subscribe on the Venetian Poker Live channel.
Yeah. Just
We
give me the
wanna
pot every
expand
time.
our reach. Make sure everyone knows about this game. This massive game happening every Saturday on the Venetian Poker Live channel and on PokerGo.
And, right, if there's any millionaires or wealthy
Yeah.
people, affluent people that want to come play,
Yep.
JRB said, look, you show up here with 50K, 100K.
How many raises are you going to make?
Maybe we can get you in the game.
You can
many
DM,
raises
you
you
can
gonna
DM
make?
me on Twitter or find a way to contact Venetian Poker Live on social media. We will pass along your contact details to JRB as we see
You're ahead. You're ahead.
a massive pot building here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Brittany all in for 37,600.
We can't even plug the channel.
No. We go
today
2K,
I'm very
11, 27,
Today I'm very lucky.
and now we are all in
Don't mess with Brittany, bro.
77,000.
Always the queens.
Queens for the queen.
Running it
Yeah.
twice. King 7-6.
doing it twice.
No,
Shot
no,
here
please
for
don't put the 8 out there.
JRB.
Please don't. No 8. No 8, Brittany. Please. No, just no 8.
A jack of hearts is okay.
9 on the turn. Additional
No
outs for
8, no
JRB.
9, no 10. Okay? No 8, 9, 10.
No,
No
he's
8, 9,
lying.
10.
Don't believe him.
No, come on, don't do that to Brittany. She's so lovely.
River card. The 6 of hearts.
That's a bad pickup.
That's a really, really bad card for me.
Lots of
Really
JRB's
hard.
outs
Underdog, you
being
use 3
mixed
cards.
there. The 6-7,
Hearts.
2 hearts,
Two
a
hearts.
9.
Squandered.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, second board. Oh, look at this. 7, 8, 4.
Every hand's
Now you got a chance.
You know, the sixes.
Jack or a 6
Oh, my
now.
sixes.
sixes are
Oh,
gone.
JRB to split it.
no.
6 outs.
Six is dead.
Jacks are
No jacks,
You
though.
can hit a jack.
We're all wild.
Lots of jacks left. Lots of
jack.
jacks. Lots of jacks left.
Three of spades, not
Lots of
gonna do
jacks
it.
left.
Okay, chop it.
Put like a
How much, Brittany?
black 4.
All right, river card. The 10 of diamonds.
Needle.
And Brittany
What
is going
a
to double
needle.
through JRB.
He's gotten a
not
couple
even
small
my
bluffs
worst
through,
quiz
but
I've
now he's
ever
got a real hand.
Messed that game up so badly. Can't believe I didn't call Peter with an ace there. That was crazy.
And Isaac looks interested.
但是我我们不是大概率更美国
He
了
had a spade block.
I had 9 that hand.
没想到
I had 9 that
And
hand.
I had a spade block.
辅导你的。
And JRB in the straddle with ace queen of diamonds makes it 15,000.
Those blockers don't mean shit to me.
Oh, baby. Peter with that look in his eyes,
They got the flush. They got the flush.
like I'm coming after
The
you.
full house.
Oh, yeah. So what else you got left there, JRB? Because I'm going to put it all in
33.
there.
33.
The excitement from Peter here.
King Jack, huh? Okay, okay.
That's
King
30.
Jack up.
Peter being a little meticulous here with his bet
God
size.
dang it, really?
What's in?
Dang.
32,000.
Peter-
Easy one
Peter-
for Isaac here.
Peter just gets the action, doesn't he?
JRB knows he's...
He's
he
a
knows
one.
he's putting it in. He doesn't know how good he is.
Why, you have a big hand? Yeah, obviously.
Nice.
All right, running it twice. 100,000 in the middle.
Ooh, I know.
JRB versus Peter.
What are you gonna do?
Oh, jack.
Okay.
It looks worse than it
Nice
is.
hand,
JRB does have a pretty good hand here against kings.
All right, can JRB find an escape here to get his money back?
Yeah.
First flop, let's see it. And there's the diamonds.
Wow. When
King
you
of
run it
diamonds.
twice, you always want to win the first one, Remco.
Yep.
That's not good, too. Not at all.
And there's the diamonds. Peter looking for a king or a 4 to make a full house. Otherwise, JRB will be free roll on this hand.
4. Come on, make it fun. Fun for the viewers. 4. Oh, unlucky, unlucky. Unlucky.
He's needling as he wins.
Hi-yo ace, hi-yo ace,
No, it's...
hi-yo ace.
You said ace.
Hi-yo means
Can he
there's
do it
still
twice?
aces. That's what he said.
Yeah.
There's still aces.
Jack 8-5, 2
Chopper
clubs.
good, I'm very happy. Gauching with the chop.
Chopper.
Chopper gauching. Chopper gauching.
Diamond.
Happy with the chop.
Ace!
Oh my
Oh,
gosh. it
come
hurts
on,
so
dealer.
bad.
Oh,
What's this?
man.
Bullshit. Okay, never come back Venetian again. The host of the game, that's how we run.
JRB with the miracle pull
Unlucky, unlucky.
How's that
wins 2 boards with
What
ace
happened to
queen versus
JRB of old
kings.
that used to always get all the bad beats?
Oh
Now I'm the
my
lucky
God.
fucker.
We got ace 3 of clubs checking in the straddle, so there's a lot of formidable hands here going to the flop.
Put a squid in
Is
each
there a
pot,
squid
please.
button in there?
Jack 7-6, PP flopping the nut flush draw. We got Isaac bottom end of the open-ended. Jack top pair for Nick. Once again, lots of customers here potentially.
Yeah, multi-way pots. You got to just tread carefully. That's my best advice. Tread carefully.
Well, no care enacted as PP makes it 13,000 immediately. Action back on Isaac.
So here, Isaac, when he bet on the button, it's like, yeah, I have an up and down straight draw. You have a 5 high. Maybe I just want to try to win the pot. But when you're up against all these people and you don't have much else to go with it, you might just want to have checked. But he gets check raised here, and now he's going to see the turn. And he's got decent equity, but he's not going to feel comfortable unless he hits a straight. A 4 or 5 is not going to feel good.
Wow, 8 of diamonds on the turn.
Wow. Say wow again.
Wow.
Because this is a huge card. Because PP's not slowing down here. PP check raise the flop as a bluff, right? So he's just going to keep blasting. And look at Isaac's poker face here.
24,000 is the bet. Isaac has 112 left on the turn here.
So you just ask yourself, do I want to trap and slow play?
He does
Keep their range open?
Right. He just makes the call. Looking to fade a club. 7 pairs on the river. Less than a pot-sized bet left here for PP. Now, does he want to surrender? Does this man look like someone who surrenders? He's got the Richard Mill on the wrist. An indication, perhaps, of his
Richard
willingness to
Mill.
bluff.
Yeah, I'm just messing around. Richard Mill on the wrist. Watch as I grab my chips.
And here we go. 45,000 is the bet. And the quick call from Isaac, who wins $171,000 pot.
Holy shit.
Wow, man. Wow. I mean, these just happen so fast.
Chips are flying. Waiting for those graphics to catch up here. A6-3 on board.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
This is what we're
not
watching
real.
for Peter? This is disaster.
Oken makes the call, and we've got 2 pair versus 2 pair.
Could this night be going any worse for Peter?
The 9 of spades on the turn. And some eagerness here from Peter, who just casually tosses out 25,000. Is this a situation where Oken must think, well, if Peter has any ace, can I get him to call a shove here?
It's a spot where you just keep calling, because if he's bluffing, you let him keep bluffing. And if he has whatever, like he has, he's going to keep betting.
Oh.
So,
And Oken moves all in on the turn.
Oh, Peter just got to feel sick, but I mean. you
Oh,
got
he makes
two
the
pair.
call.
Yeah.
237 in the middle. 2 pair versus 2 pair. And Peter can only laugh at how unlucky he's been getting.
Yeah, I mean, geez. What can you do?
Youngster, 2 times.
Awful.
2 times here. And Peter with only 2 outs.
Gross. Gross.
What a disgusting turn of events for
Tough
Peter.
day for him. First,
2 pair versus
fucking-
straight. Now 2 pair versus 2 pair.
I got no words, Remco.
I mean, I'm speechless.
Sometimes it's just one of those nights. Nothing can go your way.
First river card incoming. The deuce of hearts.
Ooh.
That was close. Wow. Oken now free rolling. Peter still with only 2 outs. Needs to hit a 3 in order to get his money back here. 7 of spades, and Brian Oken will double to 238 as Peter takes another massive hit. Probably picking up some new followers. tonight.
24. Call.
Peter makes it 2,400 with 5-4 of spades.
Call 24.
Quite a few nice hands for deep stack cash play here.
Oh yeah, suited connectors always play pretty good. They play a little bit different when you're playing limped pots because the ranges are wider, but the king 10 of hearts you like to have too.
Look at this.
Holy crap.
3, 4, 5, 2 hearts.
Holy crap.
Isaac flops the 7 high straight. We got the hard flush draw for Oaken. We got 2 pair for Peter. I need a seatbelt.
Yeah, Peter's already itching right here. I can tell. Look, he's crawling out of his skin thinking about how he's going to get a bunch of money in here.
This is unbelievable. This flop is hitting 3 players extremely hard, and the stacks are super deep.
And this is really cool. I love seeing all 3 players with the biggest hands lined up in that last camera shot because everyone is trying not to give off anything.
And Oaken with a monster draw.
Yeah, that's a good call there with the king 10 of hearts. You can be dominated by some ace x of hearts. You'd really, yeah. So let's see a turn.
It's the king of diamonds, and Oaken hits top pair. Now, this is actually quite almost like troublesome for Oaken because he's going to pay a much bigger price now to see the river, even though his pair outs are dead. He can just hit a king for trips, and that's also not going to do anything.
Yeah, well, what might save Oaken here is being in position and what happens with Peter and Isaac. Because if there's a big bet and a raise,
right,
you undoubtedly know your flush draw is in bad shape, equity-wise. Peter should be a little more cautious here, but with 2 pair, you know, whatever. But think about, just look at the board. 3, 4, 5, 2 hearts, 2 diamonds. What are all the hands that exist?
Peter bets 40,000, and Isaac, with the straight and the flush draw, now has an insane spot.
Yeah, you got the monster of all monsters you can call here, trap, keep Oaken in, let Peter keep betting into you, which is typically okay, or do you get a little excited early and you just force the action? What I was saying about Peter, though, if you think of all the hands that exist, ace deuce makes a straight, 6, 7 makes a straight. There's all these equity flush draws. So when you have all these people in the pot, you got to be cautious that, you know, there's sets, there's straights, there's all these other hands. Even though you have 2 pair, it looks better than it is, really. Especially when you see a guy grabbing 150K in black chips. Brown chips, excuse me. Holy crap.
And Isaac moves all in. Oaken with the snap fold. And Peter makes the call. We have 362,000 in the middle, running it twice. Peter looking for a 4 or a 5. And the 5 of diamonds has been folded.
6, 7 with the diamonds redraw.
Isaac
so rough.
In a crazy good spot.
Wow. You had hearts?
King 10 hearts.
Running it twice.
And I think that's a spot where Peter just needs to think a little bit more.
We beat the record of biggest pot in Venetian Poker Live history.
Let's go.
By over 100,000.
Let's go.
Matt Berkey, move over. We got a new captain in town here.
It's not over, though.
It could be chopped. Okay, fair. I'll give you that. 259 was the previous biggest pot. Wasserson versus Berkey. Right now, running it twice. First one.
Oh my God! I thought that was 4 of clubs for a second.
First one goes to Isaac. He now on a free roll. River card. Queen of clubs. It's a scoop. Isaac wins the biggest pot in Venetian Poker Live history. $362,000. What a crazy, crazy hand.
0.2?
At that point, if you're still in the Squid Game, you might as well start shoving because you got to win one eventually.
And it's heads up between Boots and Nick right now?
Yeah, I did announce it, actually.
Yes, you did. Okay, good. It's
And
a
Nick
courtesy
here trying to get
announcement, by
out
way.
of the
It's not
Squid Game
required
by
for the
making it
viewers to say that,
5,200
but
with 6 deuce suited.
We do appreciate when they do.
6-3 for Boots gets out of the way.
I'll try and defend you, bro. I'll try and defend you.
JRB comes
We need
along
you
with
to
ace-10.
root for 7 of clubs.
Ooh, got it.
Oh, Nick's on a mission for this one.
Ace-10-3. This might be costly if Nick tries to really fight for this one.
Well, I think he's going to. He's got one of those types of boards that, as the person who put in $5,200, is going to want to represent.
Well, maybe the four of diamonds would be a nice card.
No problem. No problem.
I'll take any diamond.
Instead, we get a deuce, so Nick does pair up. Action goes check, check. 5 of spades on the river. Let's see if JRB wants to stay tricky here, knowing that Nick wants to win his way out of the squid game. But instead, JRB is going to come out swinging. Donnie, would you have liked to see him check here? Say Nick has to bluff if he...
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm thinking of, is that you just can really let Nick hang himself here. I know he did check back on the turn, so maybe that's telling JRB, this guy's slowing down a little bit, but you know, I think you can just really let him bomb the river.
Hope you enjoyed those highlights from prior Venetian Poker Live cash games. We are back inside the Venetian Poker Live studio located at the Venetian Poker Room. Level 2 of the Grand Canal shops inside Palazzo, as we are three-handed in today's $800 buying Ultimate Stack with a $300K guaranteed prize pool. The final three are guaranteed $28,858, and the winner will take home $55K when this thing is all said and done. Just before the break, Andy Seth got a big double up. Viacheslav Fetisov is now our short stack on just 6 big blinds. We are playing 100K, 200K with a 200K big blind ante. Got lots of money still up for grabs, which Ventasov's conservative style. We could see some hands here between Seth and Sunshine.
Seth hasn't wanted to fold in many spots. His stack really didn't prevent him or really didn't allow him to be able to continue. But now, fresh off that double up, sitting on 25 bigs, a little bit more playability, so maybe he gets a little bit more active here.
Welcome back to all the viewers. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know how your Monday's been going. We've got 3 straight Mondays with Venetian Poker Live DeepStack Final Tables. Donnie and I will be on the call as we inch closer and closer to a action-packed summer of poker across all PokerField channels. Don't miss out. If you're coming to Vegas, do let us know. We'll be around, as they say.
Yeah, let us know right now if you're coming to Vegas.
Yeah, let us know what your schedule's going to look like.
Yeah,
I mean,
let's
have
go.
you looked at the Venetian schedule? It's going to be wild.
I mean, it looks amazing.
Seth applying that pressure on Ventasov, who surrenders his big blind, and that'll push him closer to the edge.
The fax machine is
Violence.
on.
I thought someone just plugged in an electric guitar, started playing. A little bit of Guns N' Roses or something.
I mean, you could really make an entire summer schedule out of just the Venetian tournaments.
Yes.
Like, you could come here just show up to the Venetian every single day. Fade the really, really big crowds at the other venues and get a ton of bang for your buck.
Ventasov, queen 10 off. No options but to shove. He's going to go all in with queen
What is
10.
that?
775.
Good count.
Might be enough here. King 4 suited for Sunshine, given how short Ventasov is. He does elect to fold.
Call.
And
Yeah.
Queen Jack for Seth is good enough to make the call. Ventasov finds himself dominated.
Wow, the cooler, straight cooler. And Queen Jack suited, he has Queen 10 off.
Andy Seth looks to reduce this tournament to its final 2 players. Viacheslav Fetisov has been fortunate to pick up some good hands here at this final table, as despite his very conservative play, he's made it do 3-handed. Now, a big underdog with his final chips on the line. Here comes the flop. Let's see him. King, King 5 rolls out. A 10 would still give him the win. A 5 could result this in a chop. He's got backdoor clubs available to him as well. Turn card, the 7 of spades. Still some chop outs. 7 or a 5 for a chop, a 10 for the win. Can Ventasov stay in the tournament? River card, let's see him. Is the 9 of hearts. That is it. Vyacheslav Ventasov, a dealer favorite here inside the Venetian poker room. Eliminated in 3rd place, takes home $28,858. And Sunshine with a big smile to whoever he has watching from the rail. Andy Seth, the artist formerly known as BK Ice, heads up for the title, facing a 2-1 chip disadvantage. Blinds at 100K, 200K. Let's see if we can get this heads up play started right away as Andy Seth moves over a few seats. Nice run from Seth, putting himself in a position now to close it out. 58 big blinds versus 30 big blinds, meaning that we have a real heads-up battle on our hands here. Sunshine has been by far the most active player at this table, but Donnie, now that Seth has no one else to worry about other than this one opponent, might we see his style change a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I think he'll be, pretty straightforward. I don't think Andy Seth is going to get too crazy. We haven't seen him get too crazy. I mean, maybe there's a chance that changes, but...
It was button, small blind, big blind.
Maybe some of those spots where, before he was a little bit handcuffed by the situation, by his chip stack, where he clearly had thoughts of wanting to play hands. Now he has a little bit more freedom to play those hands. See flops, go from there. The heads-up game in particular in tournaments has really changed so much in recent years. The adaptation of the big blind ante does lean towards many more limps from the button, just coming in, trying to see flops. There's just so much money out there. And I bring that up because Seth has been kind of out of the game for recent years. So what sort of strategy is he going to have? Is he going to just come in, okay, I'm just going to raise, or am I going to call? What am I going to do? Let's see how that approaches. Sunshine, I know, plays pretty much every single day here around town. So I think he's probably pretty much in tune with the new strategy. But here we do see right out of the gate a limp on the button, so Seth probably hip to it all.
Queen 6 deuce rainbow. Jack 7 in the lead here. Can only imagine this win would mean a lot to both players. Andy Seth, as we've mentioned, has been around the game of poker for a very long time. Recently, though, not as many live tournament results as he had back in the day. Most recently, or the most recent final table I made, I should say, was back in 2022. Seth used to be a regular also on the traveling poker circuit.
400. I mean, he was everywhere.
Yeah.
And in everything,
The last time he cashed for an amount greater than today's first prize was back in 2014. So we have to go back 11 years. Wow. For Andy Seth to have a score like this, potentially. Brandon Sunshine.
Play much heads up, Brandon? You play much heads up? I believe that.
Nope.
Brandon Sunshine has never cashed for 50K.
I don't play much no limit, let alone much heads up.
Like Omaha better? I like 5 card, I don't like 4.
Not me. I mean, I don't mind 5 cards, fine.
Sunshine's biggest cash to date, $40,000. Second place in a circuit event here in Las Vegas. Which, by the way, was just last month, so he's off to a good start in 2025 as we see Jack Deuce 8, 2 clubs on board. Open-ended here for Seth. He's going to come out with a bet after Sunshine checked.
You more of an online guy or more of a live guy?
Started online, but now I'm live. I'm switched. I like live better, more fun.
You grew up in New York, you said?
Mm-hmm. You grew up in India?
No, no, no. I was born here.
Oh.
I grew up in Illinois.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, America.
You're from
Illinois.
I'm Indian.
I've never heard of the state of
American
Illinois get that
Indian.
kind of
Yep.
response. Shout out to Illinois.
It's like Sunshine was so happy the fellow American is at the table. He's just like, heck yeah, let's go.
Illinois, let's go.
Red, white, and blue, baby, all day. Top and bottom here for Seth. Could be a little bit troublesome for Sunshine. He does have ace high, and in heads up, ace high is good quite a bit. I think now Seth can clearly just start betting, start trying to build a pot. That raise pre from Sunshine and then check back signals probably there's going to be a lot of ace highs in his range. So, I mean, I think you can still target those for value. Now the presence of 3 hearts out there might prompt Sunshine to fold without having a heart in his hand. There you go, yeah, he does fold. If that's an offsuit deuce on the turn, maybe he calls turn, but nice start here and heads up play for Seth.
Yeah, and of course with these stack sizes, anything really is still possible.
Right, I guess I go first. What a world.
It's been a while since Seth has been in this spot. A limp and a check. As we've talked about many times in the past, once you get down to heads up play with a big blind ante.
So I heard 30.
I heard that too.
That's a checker.
It's very hard to fold pre-flop. So much money already in there. Getting a good price almost all the time. There's a look at that beautiful trophy. The lion with the wings for this $800 no limit ultimate stack.
I gotta
sorry.
I want to lift one time. I mean, I want to lift one because I want to win a tournament.
It
but
looks heavy.
I want to feel the weight. You know, does it have good weight to it? It looks like it does.
It does look heavy. Let us know in the chat. Who are you rooting for today? We've got the OG, Andy Seth, and Brandon Sunshine, who, you know, might be someone who's chasing after something like a breakout player of the year, you know, given a good start of the year he's had. Perhaps parlay some of this early success into something larger. $400K the raise from Seth. Sunshine makes the call with King 3. We'll see lots of this in the coming hands, I'm sure. Raise and call, try to play it out on flop, turn, or river, and with $1 million already in the middle, every hand is worth battling over. Ace Jack 4, 2 diamonds here. Seth is going to represent the big cards here after his pre-flop raise. Three of diamonds on the turn.
Great card for Sunshine.
Pairs is 3. Now picks up the king flush draw. Any incentive here for Seth to keep on betting?
I mean, the fact that he has nothing,
right?
You know, is just one of those spots where, yeah, you might want to keep firing, but it looks like he's just going to shut it down.
7 of hearts on the river. Pair of 3s is somehow best here. If you're Sunshine, you're probably just looking to get to showdown here.
Sure.
Sunshine again with a check. Now Seth, knowing that checking will mean that he will lose this pot. But is that enough for him to do something crazy? Perhaps even out of line.
Check.
Action does go check, check into 3 of Sunshine. Is going to take this one down. $6.6 to 11 million. Sunshine comfortably in the lead.
400.
Can we try and starting to force the issue here for Seth? Perhaps mixing in a larger amount of 3 bets just to apply some pressure, or are we simply opening ourselves up to some trouble with that?
I think eventually, yeah, you're going to want to find some of those spots. Right now, probably a little bit too early. I think things are going fine overall. They're pretty much where they started heads up play, so it's a very good flop here for Seth, of course, 2 pair.
250.
$675.
675.
Seth wastes little time here, immediately comes with the check raise.
Do you like this approach of check raising immediately? Like, what are we sort of getting continued value from that we are comfortably beating?
I mean, all the pairs that are between Jack and 4, I think, are going to come along there. Probably a fair amount of ace high, king highs can peel, especially the ones that do have the back doors.
Appreciate it.
I would have come with a check call there. I think your hand has a good amount of value, but you are behind, you know, a lot of better jacks. You can obviously keep all the hands like Sunshine had, you know, kind of just those random 9-8 off,
keep this here, right?
7-8 off, you know, all the stuff that he's just kind of bluffing with. You keep all that stuff in there, and when you keep that stuff in there, maybe you have him
move this
drill,
table?
let's say, a
Right
9
here?
on the turn. Then if it does go check, check, turn, you get some value on the river. So
All right.
King, queen, 4, 2 clubs on the next flop. Once again, limped. Seth pairs is 4.
You live in Vegas, Brandon?
Yeah, what about you? How long you live here?
I've lived here for like 6 years total, 7 years total, 6 or 7 years total, over 2 sessions.
Nice.
Moved here immediately out of college, stayed for a few years. Moved back when my wife got her PhD.
Calling him sessions is very, very poker player-esque.
oh yeah.
How many orbits have you been here in Vegas, Tony?
Well, Orbits is probably a hefty number.
You're on your second session too.
I am on my second session. Had a dinner break in California.
No, you're more or less bagged up, and then
I did. I bagged day 1A.
yeah, and then you came
Had a
back.
couple days off. Came back for day 2.
Ace 10 9 2 spades.
I'm still here. I don't know when the final table is, but I'm still here.
You've already won.
So far we've seen Sunshine has raised a lot of pots in position when he's had the button pre-flop. Seth has done more limping. These guys are pretty deep overall. Seth being the shorter stack on 35 big blinds effective. And when you get to heads up in a tournament, I would say 35 big blinds effective is pretty playable. You know, oftentimes you get down to this stage of the tournament, it's, you know, 20 big blinds each, stuff like that. So I think that just lends itself to the playability that you get here from the Venetian tournaments, even though the buy-in is, you know, on the more accessible side, $800 price point for this one. Still a lot of play, which is, of course, you know, great. You want as much bang for your buck as you can get. And if you make one of the final tables, you get to play in this sweet room, so that's pretty awesome.
Given the current scenario, who do you think the current structure and stack depth benefits more? We've seen Sunshine really sort of accept his role as chip leader, be a bit more aggressive. Also taking a step back whenever Seth came over the top in the early goings of this final table. Do you think it might benefit Sunshine more, the fact that we are playing a fairly deep stacked heads-up match?
Well, I think Seth, where he wants to see a lot of flops, play a bit conservative, at least it appears right now in the early part of heads-up play, it might benefit him more, you know, just because a better structure allows for a longer runway for you to play a conservative style, and you really don't need to push the action. Now, Sunshine does feel like he wants to push the action more. Again, just like on this hand, he has been raising a lot when it has been his button, so. But maybe that, you know, maybe that causes him to lose a big pot if he is pushing the action a little bit too much. Look at this. 3-bet from Seth.
Wow.
1,100,000.
The timing is off, but I do like seeing him put in a 3-bet.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, you can't just let your opponent raise every single button and you just call and then do a lot of check folding on the flop. You gotta pick some spots to fight back. I don't hate the big little approach to this hand. That king does block some premiums. The deuce allows you to have a card that unblocks a lot of that middle stuff that your opponent can have. Problem is here, of course, that Sunshine does have a hand. Pretty easy call here in position for Sunshine. These guys are pretty deep, so you can just play this one comfortably post-flop, being second to act and seeing everything that your opponent does before you.
Well, Sunshine makes the call, and the king
Wow.
comes out. King 9-5 with 2 clubs.
I mean, this could just all get in here.
Wow. Seth looking to make some money off of his flopped king. Now, Donnie, maybe I'm taking perhaps a bit of a strange approach here, but with Seth betting here on the flop, what is he expecting to get out of Sunshine, given the fact that he 3-bet? Like, what hands would continue here that he can still make money off of?
Well, there's going to be 9s. You know, there's going to be flush draws as well. Even a hand like, you know, let's say he's got an ace-5 suited. You know, even a hand like a 5-6 suited, stuff like that, I think can probably peel 1. Some ace-highs, too. A lot of those queen-jack, queen-10, jack-10 hands that have the gutter to the straight here. Even hands like 7-8, 6-7. I mean, it's just hard to fold out any sort of decent equity heads up. So I think there's a lot here that can still call Seth, so he's just going to start going for value. I feel like Sunshine's giving off a little bit of uncomfortable energy here, so I'm curious what he's thinking of.
Well, obviously there's no sense in raising, so he's just going to make the call. Now, does Seth think I have him on the hook? Is that sort of going through his mind? Is there any concern here that a bigger king might be in play?
Sure, there can be some bigger kings, but of course you do block that. I wonder if Seth was looking at Sunshine the way I was looking at him and saying, like, I kind of got some uncomfortable vibes from him again. So does that mean I feel so much more confident in my hand that I have a king? Now, I'll say that if I think my opponent is a little bit uncomfortable, he could be thinking about calling the flop with a hand like an ace-high. So now I don't like this turn card. Seth is just going to continue, though.
Yeah, continues firing here.
It's 1.150.
1.150. Now, obviously, we have to give Seth credit for an ace here, given his pre-flop 3-bet, which he hasn't shown before. So perhaps, you know, in a strange way, this card really helping Seth.
Yeah, I mean, it will connect with him to some degree. I think you still have too much of a hand to fold just now. You also block probably the best ace that he has, ace-king. You block ace-jack, specifically ace-jack suited, because you have the jack of clubs in your hand. So I think the call here is justified. The one thing that's probably weighing, you know, first and foremost on the mind of Sunshine is that to this point in the heads-up match, there has not been this aggression from Seth. He's been lots of limps on the button when he's been in position, and then when he's out of position, just calling pre-flop. So he hasn't seen this here. So does he just happen to have it, and I'm in a really bad spot?
Well, Sunshine definitely contemplating what to do here, because there's a lot going on in this hand. And I think the biggest concern, obviously, here is that, you know, Seth got there. He got there on the turn. He's going to probably continue a wide variety of his ace combinations on the flop. And here we go. Sunshine, let's go. The king-jack. Massive pot heading to Andy Seth. And he has no idea how much that ace actually helped him.
Yeah, got the best hand to fold. I mean, tricky spot there for Sunshine.
30-minute levels on every level. I didn't tell you guys that at the beginning. I apologize.
Appreciate it.
Seth goes back to limping the button. I would have preferred to see him step up the aggression now that he's sort of made this quote-unquote comeback and keep the pressure on. Stacks now tied. We have an even match. We're back to square one. And Seth flops an ace here. Momentum continuing in his favor.
Yeah, Seth probably just thinking, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That said, I do lean to agree with you in that you just took a big chunk away from Sunshine, really did close that gap. So just continue to try and lean on your opponent, really ride that momentum, that kind of shift that we have now seen. Another one there for Seth, and he's up over 9 million, and he's got the chip lead.
Andy Seth in the lead, looking for his largest score since 2014.
All right, players, 9-0. Thank you, buddy. Good luck.
How
Appreciate
nice
it.
would it be to get a big win here inside the Venetian Poker Live studio? In all his years playing live poker, Seth has only ever outright won a poker tournament once, back in 2009. He's got a plethora of 2nd through 9th place finishes in tournaments all over the world. Sunshine makes it 400K. Seth in the big blind. Now, hands like King 7 off, is it harder or easier to go either way as far as defending versus perhaps showing some additional aggression and trying to take control?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a hand you can kind of go either way. I think you can certainly 3-bet it at times. I think maybe Seth, as evidenced by the fact that he opted to 3-bet with the King Deuce, he wants the second card that's attached to the King to be a little bit lower. So, you know, probably hands like King Deuce, 3, 4, stuff like that. He'll be a little bit more prone to 3-bet. And these hands, the King 6s, 7s of the world, King 8, you know, he'll just likely call. You know, spots like this, I think you have to at least at some frequency call flops with just King High. I know there is an ace out there, yes, but King High and heads up play is good a fair amount of the time, and you can't just be always check folding it or your opponent's just going to really run you over. And Seth gets some additional showdown value here on the end with a 7. Now can probably pretty comfortably just check call. It's been all Andy Seth.
Just shy of 10 million versus 7.8 million. I'm still thinking about that King Deuce versus King Jack hand. The placement of the ace on the turn, so vital. Would love to hear Andy Seth's thinking there. Seth now makes it 400K with ace 8 off. Sunshine in the big blind with queen 8 suited. 2 very playable hands. Queen Jack 5. Sunshine pairs up. Ash goes check, check. 3 of clubs on the turn. Again, we see 2 checks, 7 of hearts on the river. Sunshine just basically trapping trying to get something out of Seth here. And now finally on the river, he's gonna take a stab and trying to get some value.
Yeah, and I think this could get called by the ace highs of the world. So I think this is a good opportunity to lead instead of trying to continue to trap your opponent. He probably would have checked back with an ace high had you have checked the river. So I like betting your hand there. Ultimately uncalled, but do like the approach.
Sunshine continues to apply pressure. Comes with 400. And Seth now with ace-8 and a decision to make. Look at that. Andy Seth continues to control this heads-up match. A little walk there for Sunshine. 3 deuce. Ends up in the
Respect
muck.
and deference.
$400K from Sunshine this time around. Heads up play really just such a outlier when it comes to tournament play. Such a different game from what we've seen. I'll be the first to admit it is not my specialty. Although when I watch, I do have all the answers. Seth makes it 1.125 with Jack 7 off, and the big blind continues to stay aggressive. You see Ace Deuce Queen roll off. Seth with the Jack of Clubs, so a very important card here for his confidence to continue. Sunshine with King 10 just looking at a Broadway draw, and a tough one at that because the Jack of Clubs would not make him happy either, even though that one is in the possession of Andy Seth, who continues for 725. Seth continues to win and rake him in. How much of this heads-up comeback from Seth has been skill, and how much do you think is just due to, you know, the way the cards have fallen so far?
I mean, he's had a lot of really well-timed aggression, so I would lean skill. Of course, card distribution does have to benefit you. You see him pick up the ace-king here, so nice card distribution. But that card distribution can also mean, you know, the ace on the turn in that big pot, which then allows him to barrel and get sunshine off the hand. That said, he still had to pull the second trigger, and he did, so I think Seth is playing extremely well, and it's pretty understandable that he has risen to now take the big chip lead.
Jack 10-7, the rainbow variety. Seth here with ace-king, not finding much. Sunshine here betting 600K, and Seth recognizes that ace-king still be out in front here. 6 of spades on the river. What a savior here for Sunshine if this goes to showdown. Sunshine checks now. Can Seth still pounce here with some believability? But no, he just has to check back, and the 6 is going to win it.
Yeah.
Good hand announced.
No thanks. Thank you.
Once again, welcome to the show. We're heads up here. The UltimateStack Final Table, 300K guaranteed. $800 buy-in. The very next one will also be on Poker Go. That event kicks off on Thursday. Multiple starting flights. Final Table streaming again on Monday, and then the same recipe again that week as well, with the next event that will be streamed starting on Thursday again, and the Final Table on Monday. So if you want to play on one of these Poker Go Venetian Poker live streams, you better head on over to Venetian, get yourself in the mix. We have a $1,100 Ultimate Stack and an $800 Ultimate Stack coming up in the next 2 weeks, with each weekend being headlined by one of the 100, 200 cash games. King H for Seth. Still playing 125K, 250K. Level's now 30 minutes during heads-up play.
One.
Look at this, 1 million from Sunshine. King 5, the inferior king.
Yeah, and eventually that was going to come from Sunshine. You know, he's got to start fighting back at some point.
Are you cold, bro?
You are? I'm not. I'm also wearing a sweatshirt, so.
So am I. I'm always cold, though.
And we're both from the cold weather. Like, you think we're used to it?
You'd think so.
Sunshine, ace deuce off, makes it 500K. Look at the claw back, a little bit of chips. King 10-7, 2 clubs. Seth defending with 9-5 offsuit. Perhaps a bit on the liberal side there.
I mean, yeah, but you're getting such a good price with that big blind ante already in there that you're going to defend pretty wide from the big blind. So I think the 9-5 suited is good enough. I mean, it's obviously not a great hand, and you're going to have to give up on a lot of flops, but fine to defend for a min raise.
Sunshine comes with 650 and Seth lets it go. As I said, claws some back. Seth on the next hand. Sunshine betting 300K to try and steal this one. Or I should say value bet, because he's the only one with the pair. Seth does give it some thought here with Jack high. It's a lot of pressure he's putting on himself for such a small bet. Trying to figure this one out. I'm sure there'll be better spots. Oh, Jack high call does get made, and a little bit of surprising value for Sunshine.
Generous call there. That call can't have been good. Can I get? You want to give me some orange, brother?
Sure. Yeah. How much?
Just give me a stack.
All right.
Chips being exchanged here to perhaps speed up the game.
Thank you.
No problem.
Another one goes to Sunshine, and that'll flip-flop chip stacks. Sunshine back in the lead. Once again, a reminder that Venetian has tons of tournament action all around the clock, around the year, every week, every month. And right now we are in the middle of the DeepStack series. Sort of the spring series, if you will. The next UltimateStack event will kick off on Thursday, May 1st. It's going to be a 3-day event with 3 starting flights. Final table on Monday, live on the Venetian Poker Live channel. 300K guaranteed. And the next one after that, also a 300K guaranteed. $800 buy-in, which is happening the week after. And then also, I should mention, the ladies high roller $2,500 buy-in happening on June 22nd. There's satellites on the 2 prior days with a $300 buy-in. This ladies high roller has 100K guaranteed prize pool, 50K starting stacks, 50-minute levels. So we have 1 starting day, and then day 2 in the final table, which will be live streamed as well. Meanwhile, limp pot here pre. Sunshine bet 250K on the flop. Seth made the call. Seth with ace high, opting again not to raise the button. Sunshine now makes it 500K with Jack Deuce. Action on Andy Seth with 6-5 of hearts. Now, Donnie, small suited connectors and heads up play. Invitation, of course, to continue, but do we ever get aggressive with them?
I think at times, yeah, like the 6-5 suited specifically can be one of those hands where maybe you opt to 3-bet it from the big blind. It does allow you to have nice board coverage among your range. So, you know, you're not just always like, okay, I'm always flatting the 5-6 suited, 6-7 suited. It's like when it does come 4-5-6, like I will have some connectivity there if I do 3-bet. So that's something that, you know, at times you might want to work into your game. Interesting sort of flop here for Seth specifically. Obviously, Sunshine flops 2 pair, but can call, can check raise maybe here. You know, you do have backdoor hearts, backdoor spades. Now, I think you would want to have the 4-5 of hearts more than the 5-6 of hearts, but I think this one still works nicely. This type of board, you know, Sunshine's going to miss so much. He's going to have a lot of ace highs, king highs, stuff like that, that you can start putting a lot of pressure on. You know, even if he does have a hand that's, let's say, pocket 8s, pocket 7s, still putting a little bit of pressure there as well. So I like the aggressive line here from Seth.
Sunshine makes the call with Jack Deuce, and the question now is, will Seth continue this aggressive line? And the 4 of diamonds on the turn does open up some options here as he picks up an open-ended straight draw.
Now, oftentimes when you do check raise a hand like this that has the backdoor equity, a lot of times you'll just shut it down if you don't turn any additional equity. But if you do turn a card like this, maybe you continue, and that's what we're seeing right there. Now, of course, Seth also has, like, he has various 3s in his range. He has some jacks. Now, Sunshine knows that because he has a jack, it might be hard for his opponent to have a jack here. But Seth can be the one that certainly has kind of all the 3s. Comes with right around half pot here.
So you like the sizing here from Seth?
Yeah, I mean, I think that this sizing, we can see that he has 4.5 million behind. Should Sunshine call here, there's going to be just about 6 million in the middle. So it sets up a nice pot size shove on the, or sorry, 75% pot shove on the river, right? So it's kind of sized really well to continue your story. If your story is, listen, I got value, and I'm going to try and get the money in across 3 streets. And look at that, it works because Sunshine puts the winning hand into the mark.
Wow, well done from Seth. Taking this one down, getting back the chip lead. Now, top pair and heads up play often considered, you know, that's the kind of premium you're sort of looking for. What made Sunshine fold this jack here as he shakes his head in sort of disbelief?
Probably thinking that his opponent wouldn't take that line with those hands like he has. He's more value heavy, at least in the mind of Sunshine. He's probably got a 3 here or is weighted to a jack here a lot of times. I mean, we don't know what happened if these two played with each other on day 2 or day 1. But at least before they got to heads up play, I mean, Seth wasn't in there just firing away with these bluffs and whatnot, getting really aggressive. Now, of course, he was handcuffed a lot by the situation and his stack size. So that's not to say he's not capable of it. Clearly, he is. But in the minds of Sunshine, maybe you're saying, well, this guy just, he's had it more often than not during this final table. So I'm just going to lean that he's probably got value here. And my hand is a bluff catcher. So I'm just going to fold.
Well, we're right back to it. Seth again with the button limp. Seems to be the theme. 7 of diamonds on the turn here. 10 high, somehow still in the lead. Seth bet 250K on the flop. His hand not improving on the turn. Perhaps we see a second stab here from him.
I think I could have argued here for a lead from Sunshine on the turn. But he's just going to drill the 5 on the river, no big deal.
Wow.
But the lead on the turn, you know, those kind of middling cards probably favor Sunshine's range more than Seth's range. He obviously has the 6 in his hand, again, on the turn, so you are blocking the 5-6. Plus, you know, it's no guarantee that your opponent checks back. You kind of can set your price with some sort of lead there. Can fold out hands that do have decent amount of equity. Not faced with a large bet where you have to fold out your equity. Sunshine comes with $1 million here. 80% pot. But nothing there for Seth. And now it's Sunshine back in front.
Yeah, and Sunshine has had his...
Any chance you're down to take a 5-minute bathroom break at the end of this level?
Yeah, we can do a break at this level. Whatever you want.
Can we take it now?
Yeah, you want to pause it now real quick?
Can we?
He wants to pause for a bathroom break. Is that all right?
Bathroom break requested.
Cool.
Quick bathroom break?
Usually not an issue.
I'm not going to hit you with a bathroom angle.
You guys need to talk about something? Is that what you're saying?
He just wants to go to the bathroom.
No, I actually need to use the bathroom.
I'm
Can
cool, and I'm
can
cool
we
with giving
pause
him a
the clock
bathroom
heads up
break.
or no?
It's whatever you guys want. You guys have to stream. I don't care.
It's just that we're live on the show. You know, so,
Well,
if we have to do bathroom break, we have to do bathroom
The show will be fine.
all right,
Whatever you guys decide,
Yeah.
I'm cool with. I'm personally cool
appreciate
with.
it. Thank you.
All right, we are going to go on a
All
short.
right, now deal now. We're good.
Sunshine with the jokes. Looks like we're going to go on a short 5-minute break to allow the players to use the restroom, after which we'll continue final table coverage here. This Venetian Poker Live Ultimate Stack Final Table. Stacks are very close. This is still anyone's game. Andy Seth versus Brandon Sunshine 9.2 versus 8.4 million chips. Please enjoy some highlights as we are going on a 5-minute break before the action continues. We will find out probably pretty soon who will win this event.
.2?
At that point, if you're still in the Squid Game, you might as well start shoving because you got to win one eventually.
And it's heads up between Boots and Nick right now?
Yeah, I did announce it actually.
Yes, you did. Okay, good. It's a
And Nick
courtesy
here trying to
announcement,
get
by the
out
way.
of the
It's not
Squid Game
required
by
for the
making it
viewers to say that,
5,200
but
with 6-2 suited.
We do appreciate when they do.
6-3 for Boots gets out of the way.
I'll try and defend you, bro. I'll try and defend you.
JRB comes
We need
along
you
with
to
ace-10.
root for 7 of clubs.
Ooh, got it.
Oh, Nick's on a mission for this one.
Ace-10-3. This might be costly if Nick tries to really fight for this one.
Well, I think he's going to. He's got one of those types of boards that, as the person who put in $5,200, is going to want to represent.
Well, maybe the 4 of diamonds would be a nice card.
No problem. No problem.
I'll take any diamond.
Instead, we get a deuce, so Nick does pair up. Action goes check, check. 5 of spades on the river. Let's see if JRB wants to stay tricky here, knowing that Nick wants to win his way out of the Squid Game. But instead, JRB is going to come out swinging. Donnie, would you have liked to see him check here? Say Nick has to bluff if he...
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm thinking of, is that you just can really let Nick hang himself here. I know he did check back on the turn, so maybe that's telling JRB, this guy's slowing down a little bit, but you know, I think you can just really let him bomb the river. Is he gonna call?
Oh, wow.
He calls.
Nick Salem with the hero call, and JRB gets a ton of value, and Boots will be happy with this because the Squid Game is still
10
on.
clubs is better than the 7 of clubs, all right? I protected you.
That was a big one for JRB.
He's loosened up a little bit.
28.
And he's going to try and punish here from the straddle. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Heads up play still ongoing. Players back from a bathroom break. Sunshine, the chip leader, playing 125K, 250K. Donnie, who's going to win?
If I had to pick right now, and you're obviously making me pick, I'm going Andy Seth.
Not for now. But can you check in like 10, 15 minutes?
I think he's made the
Thank you.
bolder plays in heads-up play, and I ultimately think that can be the better path to victory. But it's very close. I mean, obviously we've seen the chip lead change a few times already. I would probably guess we're going to see a few more chip lead changes, barring some sort of crazy big cooler.
You know the clock's paused.
756.
I mean, this is kind of coolerish in heads up. I mean,
the top card versus the bottom card.
Yeah, and Sunshine's
Yeah,
got
tell 'em on there
the
clock
backdoor
paused.
clubs as well.
Yeah, the clock was paused. The tournament clock.
Sunshine continuing here.
750.
750 is the bet. He's got to feel confident about his hand here. He's got some other equity to turn as well. 2 million in the middle. He's already raised pre-flop. Could we see something spicy here from Seth, or would you rather just see him continue?
I mean, he could maybe check raise. I would prefer call here. If you check raise, let's say you do get jammed on, do you want to fold if you've got a hand like this that has this much equity? No, but are you also super comfortable calling it off on a draw like this? Also probably no, so I prefer the just call there. And look at this card. Another club.
5 of clubs on the turn, giving Sunshine a flush draw. King 8 high is still the best hand. Action goes check, check. Big river card incoming, and it is the King of Hearts. Music to the ears of Andy Seth. 2.75 million in the middle. This could be a big swing. And Seth's going to reach, trying to get some value himself. He's going to bet.
Yeah, I think he can feel pretty comfortable here value betting. That 8 does block straights on both sides, blocks the 9-8, it blocks the 8-4. Probably assumes that Sunshine would just continue to barrel off for value if he had a 5. So the check back on the turn maybe is a hand that's more like just a 6 or just a 7. So again, feels up like a pretty comfortable value bet here. Now, I definitely don't think, of course, that Sunshine is thinking about calling here, but is he thinking about making a play at this one? And just going for the bluff.
Wow, that'd be something. Does decide to let it go.
Another nice pickup there from Seth, but we've seen this before where Seth has kind of started to stretch out a lead, or Sunshine has started to stretch out a lead, but then over the next couple hands, it's just as soon as you think they're going to gain some momentum, the other player swings everything back in their direction.
Andy Seth now with a small lead again.
Call. Check.
King, queen, 5. Sunshine with a perfect flop for him. Seth with a pair of 5s. You can imagine Sunshine might want to play this slow, trying to extract some value from lesser hands that are trying to buy the pot.
Yeah, and anytime you flop a pair like Seth has here, even though it is bottom pair, probably going to end up costing you money if your opponent does flop better, as we see is happening here. Seth has obviously been taking a heavy limp approach on the button, so he can have a lot of kings in his range that he's limping. He can have a lot of queens as well. And with Sunshine's hand, he can just check call, just keep all those bluffs in, all the inferior hands in. The 10 is a nice card because it does block one of your opponent's possible draws, so less likely that your opponent has a Jack 10, so you're not really worried about possibly giving free cards all the time.
King on the river, giving trips to Sunshine. Now, Donnie might want to check again. Like, how are we going to make money otherwise?
Well, I like betting here. You know, 1, you block the nut straight, which is good. 2, I think you can get value here from a queen, from a 5. Maybe even some ace highs. So I would lean to just bet your hand here. You know, you don't want your opponent to check back a 5. You don't want him to check back an ace high on the river. So I do like this lead here, and I think there's a good argument that Seth ends up calling this one. As he stretches. Well, I think it's safe to say he's never raising.
Right.
All right, he does lay it down.
Andy Seth having trouble staying warm. Now perhaps also getting a stretch in. Only a 1 million chip difference between first and second. Only 4 big blinds. Sunshine looking for the largest win of his live poker career. Seth looking for his largest score in 11 years. He's been around the block quite a few times.
Raise. Fine high.
500K here from Seth is going to get it done.
You know, it is pretty funny how the world works. It was a couple days ago that there was a video came on social media from the World Poker Tour of Andy Seth at a final table against Phil Hellmuth, and he delivered a beat to Hellmuth with an ace on the river with ace jack versus queens. But it's just funny that they put that video out there on April 24th, and now we have Andy Seth at this final table.
Right.
Like, it's just like, how does the universe conspire together to make that all happen?
Clearly inspired. Clearly. Andy Seth probably saw it himself and was inspired.
What are the blinds?
We are going to the new level on this hand, to be clear, okay? It's 150.
All right, so the blinds do go up.
Blinds up.
No, thank you.
600.
Seth makes it 600K, and now we have a clash of the two biggest hands we've seen all day during this heads-up battle. Ace Queen, Ace 10, Sunshine with Ace 10 of diamonds. Looking over at Andy Seth, perhaps thinking about his 3-bet sizing. We got 27 versus 31 big blinds. Seth is the covering player. This could get big pretty quickly here.
Yeah, I can only imagine this one ends up all in pre-flop.
And look at that. A large stack gets moved forward.
2.1.
2.1, 2 million and 1 half.
Don't think there's any reason to do anything else than 4-bet jam here. And I think Sunshine will be hard pressed to fold the Ace 10 of diamonds.
And here we go. Andy Seth moves all in, and there's the call. Brandon Sunshine calls it off for his tournament life, and he will see that he has dominated Ace Queen versus Ace 10.
Good luck, brother.
Andy Seth closing in on a live tournament win. It's been a long time since those words have been said.
Me.
Yeah.
The first and only time Andy Seth won a live poker tournament was in March of 2009. Brandon Sunshine entered the winner's circle as recently as 1 month ago here in Las Vegas. But Ace Queen, a big favorite here, and it comes Ace Queen 8.
This has happened to me before. Watch the jack peel off.
This is not a sweat.
Watch the jack peel off.
GG.
Andy Seth, not a
This
believer
exact
just
spot's
yet.
happened to me, but I flopped middle set, and he had Ace 10.
Yeah.
Sunshine
turn.
looking for some help, but it's the
Right.
7 of clubs on the turn,
That's
and
fine.
that will do it. Brandon
Pleasure, brother.
Sunshine is our second place finisher, taking home $39,600. And Andy Seth wins his first live poker tournament since 2009, taking home the first prize of $55,000. BK Ice is back, baby.
He's back, baby. BK Ice is hot. Let's go.
Stellar performance by both players at this final table. Brandon Sunshine dominated for a large portion of this final table, but then during heads-up play was the Andy Seth show. Aggressive at the right times, got hands at the right times, and ultimately it came down to Ace Queen versus Ace 10.
Play great, bro. Take care.
And there is your champion who will take home the gold lion with the wings. Andy Seth up top, taking home $55,000. Once again, thank you all so much for watching. Appreciate you all tuning in. We are back on Saturday for the 100-200 cash game. And a week from now, on Monday, we will have our next DeepStack Showdown Final Table. Once again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on Saturday for the 100-200 cash game. Until then, please subscribe to the Venetian Poker Live YouTube channel and watch some clips, some highlights. We'll see you soon.